could be a couple of things. Do they go for Mirage? They do, which has been a staple for them and something that they've stuck with, and also a map where they've changed the least amount. They've moved around the least amount in terms of their positions.
Yeah, and you nailed it with the new pick as well. And always remember the Donk philosophy of like the map veto process of just saying, if you think you are the better team, if you think you're the best team, just pick with what you're comfortable with. Don't target weaknesses. So going with Nuke, Ancient coming in as a third and decider. I quite like this map pool. I think this has got some. This has got plenty of opportunities for some excitement and some spice.
Yeah, we've definitely got that. Mirage, Nuke, Ancient. What we also have on the conversation on the cards is Navi and their CT versus their T side, and which one of those is more prevalent? Which one of those is getting them more and more ground in the server?
I think in this tournament they've been better on the CT side, right? It's been the T side that have been struggles at times, especially on a map like Nuke. We even saw it yesterday on Inferno, right? But fortunately, they've been able to always bring it back on the CT, you know, when they can just react a little bit more to their opponents once they get into the swing of things, and that's where their guys have been stepping up.
And you've had those really sharp individuals who can make sure on the CT side they're getting some first kills, they're thinning them out, they're getting some advantageous trades. I think as well, on top of that kind of idea of Navi's CT sides being the thing that's bailed them out. Remember, we have the new CT economy now as well, which is adding a little bit of an extra layer. We've seen a lot of maps swing from the major just a month ago, now here to Cologne, where CT side is the stronger side. So that new economy having an impact as well for Navi, as it is with everyone, really.
Yeah, I think it's just adding to what's going on, but for me, that's a problem for Navi, right? I feel like they're a team, especially with the lineup that they have to be a T-sided team. Because usually when you go on the CT side, what makes you a strong CT side team is the firepower, is your stars, right? Just guys being able to get multi-kills, being able to, you know, disrupt the default and stay alive and things like that. So it feels like a bit of an anomaly for Navi that this is the situation, and you're a little bit scared going up against the likes of Team Spirit that they're able to continue that level of CT side performance.
Crazy question for you both. Which one of these teams could possibly play against Vitality and make it competitive out here?
I mean, I still feel very similar as to what I felt in the series yesterday. I'm going to go for Spirit, but Navi is a really dangerous team who always managed to make it tough, always managed to make it difficult for their opponents. And obviously we can see they can cause upsets.
I think unfortunately with the history, I think this is going to be a pretty straightforward game for Spirit. And I would like for them to be in the final because I think out of the two teams, they have a better chance of putting up a fight against Vitality, simply because of the reason that you can never count Donk out, right? Like, and it's been a while since he's been in a grand final on a stage this big, and I'm sure he'll be very motivated, you know, to break Vitality's dreams.
Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for your thoughts. Also, Cologne, it's a great day for some Counter-Strike. Cologne, can I hear you make a little bit of noise?
Bugünkü oyunda kim biterdi? MOUZ Vitality'de, malum Vitality
I just got to hear there. We're going to go to a quick break.
Speed bilan NAVI'de kim biterdi?
Right back into the action, semifinals.
Vaqtni ilachi yoz o'ylashibki.
You're watching the Intel Extreme
Endi bor.
Masters Cologne.
Da boy o'chirib qo'ygan ekan. Endi sekin OBS'dan stream oldimda yoqib qo'yib, keyin kamerani yoqaman deb mikrofon ochib qo'ygan ekan. Spirit 100% uverimiz 3 ta karta bo'lar ekan. Bu yerda overpass ham bor. Overpass endi kim pik qilganman bilmadim u. O bor. Attack pizes qiziq o'yin bo'ladi lekin.
I wanted to play on one string because I feel
Dalab
that
qanday
it
srazu
is
HP
one of the
olishdi.
greatest rings.
Nima qilamiz?
I
Yo,
remember
HP
when I
olishi
was a kid,
nimasi bor,
10 year
brat?
old, I was
Chatga
watching
ko'proq yozsangiz,
videos
HP
on
sizga beradi.
I wanted to
NAVI
play
skali
on
tayyor
this ring
turadi.
and
Voy
now
jalab,
I
nodir,
will
brat.
win.
Предсказатель будущего keldi. Bizani oldimizga takor. Hammasini
It's
biladigan.
Makaza's first time, it's Molotov first time, and then it's Zoe first time.
Spirit.
Very crazy that it's Donk's first time. Of course, we
Spirit
lost
does
most of the times whenever we play against him, but we know how they play. They had Zoe, now he's out of Mages, and maybe they'll play different a bit. We'll just have to see how it goes with this new roster.
Chat like bosamiz, qilamiz like da. O'yin paytida men kam gapiraman, oldin aytib qo'yaman. Bagdan nima narsamni deylik. Shivo? Makaka жестко o'ynaversa NAVI yutadi. Kim bilan Makaka? Makezmi? Yangi o'yinchimi? Makaka. Super nickname придумали. Кличку.
On the one time, our win streak can be continued.
Model vereyim. Hop. 500 bin verasın model ver ama.
Usually wins in Cologne. I don't think everyone gets lucky overall, so...
Bo'ldi. Abuga поддержка qilinglar bo'lmasam, o'ynaversan. O'zam biznes GG bo'ladi. No, meni fikrim bo'yicha Spiritda где-то 70% shansi bor deydi yutishiga. Hozir bularning o'zini o'yini bilan 70% shansi bor yutishga. Hop, hozir seremoniya открытие bo'lyapti. Undan keyin tipa hamma chaqirib bo'lgandan keyin, o'tkazib bo'lgandan keyin o'yin boshlanishi kerak. O'sha bampiklar bo'lgan. Ne boshlamayapti? 18:30 da emasmi? Yo'q, 18:45 da, brat. 18:45 da boshlanishi kerak. Makaz 1-1 abu bilan. Balasi bo'yichami yo nimasi bo'yicha 1-1? Bot ekan, like bosmagan kod ekan. Tez bitta like bosavering. Balla bir xil ekan. Hozir yana qaytadan ko'raman. Kecha unchalik balasiga ahamiyat beradim, kameraga qarab o'tirganim, prosta o'yinni o'zini ko'rdim-da. Tak, hozir ko'ra olsam, endi e'tibor berishga harakat qilaman balasiga. Brat, qanaqa challenge qilasiz? U keyingi hafta aytaman, brat, qanaqa challenge bo'lishini. Lekin prям охуенный challenge bo'ladi 10 ta ishtirokchiga. 10 ta ishtirokchi tanlab olaman. Challenge bo'lsa prям, o'ta olmasa boshqa odam tanlayman o'sha. Shunga shunaqa narsa. Like bosamiz, kod bo'lmanglar. Navi One Love. Zavodich. Eski sostavi One Love edi, lekin hozir bilmadim qanaqa. Tipa bitta o'yinchi o'zgargan kezda challenge qilasizmi? Da, o'yinning ichida. Dog highlight bu. Da, dog highlightdan boshlayapti.
We already did what we had to do.
Hozir katta ekran qilmayman, keyin o'yin boshlagan katta ekran yotqizaman bolalar.
Playing on stage, well,
Eli hozir o'tkazib olayim ekan.
you can hide behind the screen.
За кого болеешь? За Спирита, брат, за Спирита. Katta ekran bo'lib qolsin сразу.
You better be the best.
Yeah, this is my first arena. I don't really feel that much confidence
Chatda ham
as a
kattaroq
coach.
qo'ysak, ko'rinadigan qilib. Inferno vaqtida yeban Spirit. Серьезно?
Everyone is watching us, but to be honest, that's the way we like it.
Don't all KSK players. Понял. Да. No, don't kam bo'sh kontrol qilish yo'llarini topishdi. Ko'p pro игрокlarda ham. Birinchi tir 1da o'ynayotgan paytida, da, bizada. NAVI 2 Prime. KSda o'ynash kerak emasmi? Ish qilib, menda kom yo'qda, Prime qanday? KS o'yinga kirishingiz kerak, brat. O'yinda o'ynaladi bu narsa.
Semi-final Saturday in the Holy Cathedral.
Так, Mirage, NAVI, Nuke, Spirit, Ancient, Decider. Yo'q, overpass bor ekan, hozir ko'rdim. NAVI Don't Colder borsa bo'ldi yutadi. Da. Jala, cho'tam, sherik. Tinchmi? Charchyaptimi? Ha? Lablar topding, boshqa lablarni? Yo'q.
Stalking in the shadows, lurking around the corner, the one haunting many nightmares. The cathedral awaits.
Spirit sikadi, senga o'xshab, to'g'ri. Ko'ramiz. Bu hamma narsa bo'lishi mumkin. Oldindan такой предсказать qilish iloji yo'q, imkoniyati ham yo'q, chunki bu o'yinda hamma narsa o'zgarib ketishi mumkin. Mirage Nuke Ancient ekan rostdan bo'ldi. Yo, sanalar. Пошёл нахуй Лавинgenский, долбоёб, бля. Такой смачный chiqishli bo'ladi hozir. Men stream yoqmaganimga Bagdan akam aktiv oshibdi, bilasiz. Voy, operator. Серьезно? Bitta yoq qo'ring ko'rardim, brat. Chiqdim, xo'p. O'yinimiz ham bugun yo'q, she'r bilmadim men o'yinimiz ham chunki ikkita o'yin bor. Spirit, NAVI, MOUZ Vitality. Ularni ham qilamiz, ko'ramiz streamda. Streamdan keyin charchagan bo'laman. Narezka ham qilishga hali. Mongollarning og'ziga hushyor qaynaydi-yu. NAVI'mi da? Сколько тебе лет, брат? 26. Перезвонил. 26 yoshman. Bilmaganlar uchun informatsiya. Like bosamiz, like. Qizg'amanglar, jalab kod bo'lmasdan, kod bo'lsan jala o'ynaylik. Yo'q, o'yin ko'raman men. Best of 3 bo'ladi, best of 3. Ikkita karta yutsa tezroq tugaydi. 3 ta karta bo'lsa, sekin o'tib ketdi. Kecha o'zi overtime qancha bo'lib ketdi? 3 ta overtime bo'lib ketdi. 1,5 soatlik o'yin bo'lib ketdi. Navilarda. 26 yosh jala bratam chirib ketyapsiz, o'sha gap yo'nkani bor. Xo'p. Yoshga yaxshi, to'g'ri. Ishlayotganim yo'q, lekin endi yoshman. Hali ham yoshman. Super. Men bilaman Spain chempion bo'ladi. Yo'q, Spain chempion bo'lishi qiyin masala, chunki bularda Vitality bor. Vitality Spiritlarni ham qushor haylagan. Bo'lisha rahim qiling. Qo'lingizga ham xo'p, Prime sovg'a qiling. Hozir emas, brat. Prime men sovg'a qilmayman. Bu challenge-da yutsangiz, challenge bajara olsangiz keyin beraman. Bo'lsam net, nikak net. Hammasi haqqoniy bo'lsin. Qo'llarni cho'zotdi. Itdan nima qilgani yo'q, takoy. 5 tashlagan ham yo'q. Men sovg'a qilaman Prime. O, bile, ana Hangraver. Davay, go, hammaga. Bagdan montaj qilib bersa bo'ldi. Bala, okey. Hozir stream bo'yicha men montaj qilaman, yana qaytadan streamga kiraman. Kim Prime olmoqchi? Vitality po faktu, da, po faktu bo'lishi mumkin. Qanaqa challenge? Keyingi hafta aytaman qanaqa challenge bo'lishini, lekin o'yinda challenge bo'ladi, bratlar, o'yinda. Menga дружба tashlaysizlar, birga kiramiz, bitta server lobbyga challenge qilamiz. Aka ko'tingizga maylimi? O'zingiz ko'tingizga share jalab. Если Magic, то было бы шансы. У Спиритов возможно. Ana simple yo'q sharkammi? Kim? Vitality yutib qo'yadi. Zveyx Slava. Zveyx? Zveyx yangi igrokmi? Da, bo'lishi mumkin. Vitality'da hozir gameplay namnoga kuchayib
ketgan. Well, if the question is, are you ready? Then the response, that reply is, let's get it on, because it is just about time for this semi-final.
Men qarqarayotganman, men chat o'qiyman, bu yerda o'yinni ko'rayotganman, to'ys. Ekranni o'ziga qarayotganim ham yo'q-da, jalab.
Where do we find ourselves?
Vitality'ni ko'rmaymizmi? Ko'ramiz Vitality'ni. Spiritdan keyin Vitality'ni ko'ramiz. Kelasi ham kuchli yaxshi o'yin ko'ramiz degan umiddamiz-da. Nasib yaxshi o'yin bo'ladi. Kechagidek o'yin bo'lsa ham zo'r bo'ladi. No, исключение. Infernodagi o'yin bo'lsa, takoy dop-dop-doplar bilan zo'r bo'ladi. Hangravel iltimos tushib keting. El Clasico bo'ladi, da.
Let's see if NAVI can pull one more rabbit out of their hat, really, because yesterday Mongols were the favorite, they were able to take them down. Spirit, not only a roster change, they were able to beat MOUZ in the group stages to get straight into the semi-final. And you know, when it comes to these games, usually the team with the best players or player wins, and Spirit has that going for them. So for NAVI, it's going to have to be a team effort to take down Team Spirit.
And this was a NAVI that we saw battle through.
I think there's probably a ton of reasons coming to this event that you could have talked about NAVI and why they would struggle, why they would make the playoffs, why they would take an early elimination. I think they've surprised everyone with the level of Bit, the level of EMA, Makaze stepping up yesterday. All of a sudden, all these reasons that you had why they wouldn't be able to make it this deep have turned around and actually come out on the positive side of things. So you're like, maybe they can actually do it. They have a really, really hard task ahead of them with Spirit on the other side of the stage. But this NAVI team has shown that they can put game plans together to make something happen.
Well, something is about to happen, Yenko. It's just about time to get this party started. A semi-final Saturday in Cologne, Germany. Spirit on one side, NAVI on the other. Counter-Strike around the world. Ready to go.
MOUZ.
So without further ado, I want to go ahead and present to you our commentators. Let's get it on.
Inferno karta emas men uchun. Nima sizga? Просто dabekmi? Bezvanyo qanaqa kartalar pik bo'lgan kim biladi? Hozir ko'ramiz. Ensh bo'lgan bo'lishi kerak.
We all remember what he did to this opponent the first time he showed up there. Team Spirit might have been the it team of 2024 picking up that major trophy to round out the year. But then along came a new threat, Vitality, and Spirit standing started to drop. They made the change, removing Magic's a long-standing member of this roster. signing Zwei, Donk's hot prospect pick from when he was #1 in the world.
Bagdan Kotsori خب
They now face a familiar foe in NAVI, who stunned the world yesterday with a shocking comeback versus the Mongols and a dreamlike rookie Makaze. This game features the best rifler in Counter-Strike, 2 top AWPers in fantastic form, and teams with rookies taking their first steps on the biggest stages in Counter-Strike.
Can NAVI vanquish their foes? Can they face their fears? Or will it be back-to-back Intel Extreme Masters Championship Finals for Team Spirit? It's time to find out!
Boshlandi. Miraj ko'ramiz. Nimalarni ko'rsatishar ekan bular endi bizga? Bagdan akanga chiqtiraman, onlayn bo'shatiraman. Bля, давай go.
This match is not a head-to-head. This match is a beating every single time. 9-2 since these teams first faced off back at Katowice 2024. NAVI have to play their best game yet on the biggest stage.
Let's go.
Against
Mas beter fanatım var lekin Spirit yuqorida deb o'ylayman.
Team Spirit.
50-50 brat. 50-50. Yo, hozir NAVI bilan Spiritda 70 ga 30. Lekin Vitality bilan o'ynasa Spirit qiyin bo'ladi.
But NAVI have already broken streaks. They picked up their first playoff match of the year after 7 playoffs just yesterday.
Asprit qo'shmoqchi bular. Kon ushta. Spirit бля, Мак, чего? Что kill? Откуда нахрен?
What a way for him to start!
Oh, that's not a good sign for Spirit. He at least had a slow start yesterday. He at least took a half to warm in.
Lucky olurdu ishoninglar.
Coming out with a bang.
Birinchi shotda lucky deb oldi lekin.
He even fired off early.
Hop, Miraj NAVI'larni pik ekan.
We know Makazi's fit for the stage. The question is his new piece of Team Spirit? 17 years of age.
And that's just an unbelievable pistol round to open up this semi-final.
Сюда нахуй, макака.
Makaze comes into this in the flow state, as you
said.
Siz
NAVI yutadi,
no recovery needed. He's already outdone his first half performance from that quarter-final in the pistol. No damage done to NAVI.
Kartani maqlas ko'rib.
And that is not how Donk envisioned his first round in the Langsys.
Doesn't get to play.
Not qilamiz kamerani. PC ground save qotdim, no da. Kill bermayapti, brat, prosta.
Just look at this sequence out of Makaze. That is a thing of beauty.
O'qimoqchiman karta kerak. Voy, jala, qag'ut o'yinda o'q harfi unchunadigan deb o'yin o'qimoqchi kelib bu bratim. Ya, bля.
They don't like the tone that was just set. They want to try and offer something up here.
NAVI decisive round.
Yeah, ano ketela yamala kelmas. Aslında kartı koysa bo'ldi, to'g'ri.
Into this B bomb site. Zontic's dropping a smoke. It's too late though. NAVI own the site. Shiro has to save. Doesn't want to risk his scout. Spirit gets to replay this round next, but here and now, surely not. NAVI will take it. Bomb planted. Spirit throw in the towel.
O'chirib qo'ying, mazza qilib ko'ramiz. Xo'p. Gapirmasdan jim o'tirsam-chi, nima deysizlar?
The maps we have on our screen as well with Mirage to start.
Baydan kamera o'chirib qo'ying.
Safe to say, at their peak, they were the best in the world. A double-digit win streak.
Unda stream qilaman qilib. Streamda mani ko'rmasanglar, o'yinni
But Donk
ko'rsanglar.
makes metas on the CT side of this map. He breaks the game.
Mikroni ham o'chiring. Yana baland o'chiring, brat. Svetni o'chirib qo'yaymi? Stream o'chiring, xo'p. Xo'p, Spiritlar force qilgan ekan.
I mean, this is one of the maps in Donk's debut where you would just see him running out mid and kind of doing the impossible. He would be getting triple swung out through top middle, players wrapping him through lower. And he made it look like he was in the ideal place at that point in time. But still, this is a good start for NAVI. A clean pistol round. It's Makaze starting off strong. There in the second, Alexi dodges the stack, dodges the threat of that force fight.
По приколу jala. Давайте go. Hayla, mana qaysh qilamiz hozir. Hop, qaranglar nima bo'lyapti. Agar asket. Shunaqa ko'ramizmi streamchani? Spiritga qiyin bo'lyapti. Oh, bля, scout, нормально так.
Positional changes allows way
Yeah,
into
back then
the
smack
A
that.
anchor on
Yes,
this
Nyaro.
side. Previously Chopper, now pushed
İyi
the B
Jalla
on Magic's played before.
Jalla.
Certainly adds
Şu
an
var
element of firepower.
Ya bak kamera
into
uçurmayayım
this
ben,
A-hole,
mikrofonu
into the most
uçurmayayım ben.
important
Hoxlesi
site
ekranı
in the
uçuramam
map.
ama.
Donkin's way, side by side. There's the hard clear. It's a messy
Yeah,
spray from Kazi, but Wonderful backs him up.
Mayli. Şu round NAVI'deki undan keyin ko'ramiz nima bo'larkan. Shiro birinchisini o'ldirdi. Hop. Tokyo manimcha. Bu yerda ikkiga karat oladimi?
Don't underestimate Shiro. This guy's looked to entirely reinvent himself inside of this Spirit squad. Looking to be one of the most formidable AWPers right now. Here's Alexi to pry open this site.
Birinchi round qiziq emas.
Shiro and Zontix stuck out in
Shiro qassoy, scout bilan man xohlavas, brat.
Navi aren't giving them anything, not giving them the
Shiro
fight
sizga
they
abu emas,
desire.
takoy scoutga bola
Bit tucked into
beradigan.
Palace. Zontix unconfirmed. And they just want a couple of kills to thin the herd of Na'Vi. You mentioned AWPers, and that's where this series also gets even more exciting because Wonderful has certainly stepped up, not just inside of the group stage, but yesterday in the Lanxess as well, put on a phenomenal performance. Shot his rating up as 1.17 in the event. For Wonderful, that's solid. This is a player that had a lot of troubles towards the tail end of Navi's success.
Qaysi nafar o'shani mana
exactly
mana
being a
WhatsApp.
flashy star.
So him WhatsApp. O'shan ko'rib ish ketdi. Ovoling brat, Wonderful nefer
Zontix dies at the end. Shiro keeps his armor. Na'Vi starts strong.
Pul berib turasizmi? Buni men eshitmaganman, yo'q, brat. Nechi pul kerak edi?
Na'Vi breathe easy for now. They've dealt with the initial threat of these 4 spies, but here's the real
Must be
test.
kam o'ynasa endi Balla. Davay.
You're going to have the AWP for Shiro. Appearance straight away.
Chopper's back on A. He's on the balcony. You would expect him on this B bomb site, but Shiro's picking it with the AWP. So even if they find its way on entry,
Men muttaman bo'ldi. Men gapirmadim, ishoninglar. Hozir ham gapirmayapman.
Will Na'Vi take this? Mid control from under. It's all theirs. Sway holds on. Zontix looks for that boost. And Na'Vi resmoked the window. There's that peek up. They're so prepared for his position.
Zontix was holding for that exact play, and right as he reconsiders, that's when Na'Vi move in.
Donk's in the game now.
Gets his first kill on the board in this rifle round, and that's going to send Na'Vi away from Donk, away from him in the connector, right in to the Shiro AWP.
Short though, missed comp.
Wrapped on by Alexi, and that AWP only gets to fire off once. Scrambling around for the retake now at Team Spirit. 3 players grouping over in market. Do they want to give this a go? You've seen them save in similar situations, but they're all so close. They might go fishing here, see if something presents itself. Na'Vi have played very, very safe in these post plants. They don't want to give Spirit a reason to go for this. And it feels like Alexi's pieced together where everyone is. There's so much spam out through the market. They're playing Anti to this position. Bit gets out with his life. And still in the picture for now, it's that swing out that gets punished. Donk and Sway battling back in. And Donk has landed in the Lanxess.
How does he win that? They line up. That's the easiest clutch Na'Vi are ever going to get. One bullet more would win that round, and Donk somehow survives.
Gapiring mayli dedi.
How well played the round was for
Operator
Na'Vi.
qiz gapirmaydi.
Getting into that position, not committing to the window boost after getting spotted. Donk re-smoking himself in
Hozir buni streamga o'tib ketaman. NAVI sabaqdan borib urib kelaman. Shundan men o'rniga xalq olsin 6 ta. Dedi. 6 HP da.
Let's Spirit back in. Let's Donk get going.
Look, if you're Na'Vi, Blade here, there's
think about,
but you knew at some point in this game, Donk was going to have a round that he puts on single-handedly. I think every bone in your body didn't think it was going to happen so early, especially when, as you say, they dealt with the initial stages of that retake so well. That is the Donk effect. That's why he's in his Spirit squad. That's why he was the #1 player of 2024. So consistently able to do the impossible.
Shiro's ob saved, he gets to try again. Was left alone on that B site. Spirit need to make sure the comms are tight. It's probably what Hallie's talking about, right? That gap where Shiro
Компьютер
gets
характеристикасы qanaqa? Так, 12 Meteorius, materialskiy Core i5, Azu 32 videokarta 4060. Yana nima kerak sizga? Yana qanaqa qaysi xarakteristik kerak? ESSD 512.
The same factor we brought into that Mongols match, I think, also is repeated in this game here today, right? The expectation for Navi was not to run to the grand finals at their debut event with a young academy player, an unproven player who's never even played a Tier 1 LAN. They already felt like they accomplished enough by getting to the playoffs. Now they've taken down Mongols in a mad comeback show of resilience. And now they go into a game that everyone expects them to lose because of that head-to-head, because of the history between these squads. Navi do their best when the pressure is off.
They really do. You don't have to look further than that result in Copenhagen where they won their major to see that fact, right? Navi were not the favorites heading into it. And it was when that pressure started, that was when Navi started to fall. Look at Makaze's passing. A point to prove for the young gun in Navi. As single-handedly,
He's dead.
he is torn through this B site. And if this is the game we can expect to see out of Makaze, who is
Ну, o'zini narxiga normalniy 300 Gz, o'zini narxiga stoydi. Bo'pti, Hangraver.
This is him coming in
Mazaz legenda. Makaka legenda, brat, Makaka. Manda 200 beradi, zo'rg'a FPS. Manda stream qilsam 250 300 beradi, brat. Stream qilsa 400 beradi. Pixel, da, pixel, brat. Pizdati bo'yiga kirib ketishdi lekin bular.
Makaze double entry, bomb down, Spirit save. Donkin's way don't get to play.
Upgrade qilish kerak. Qo'ring, brat, upgrade'ga borasiz.
This is Navi looking to avoid the two power pieces on this A-bomb site. So far proving to be the case.
A team that like their system, everyone knows their roles and responsibilities. Having a player like Makaze come in gives Alexi kind of a whole new tool to work with. You can let him off the leash. That's what we're learning here at the start of Mirage.
He's not non-get Mandem,
that didn't show in the Inferno game. I think part of that is, you know, first half on the stage, but also T-side Inferno getting bullied by Util, getting left alone a lot against the Mongols. Well, this is a different game. He's not only proven himself and found his comfort, but he's playing T-side and Mirage, where you're going to be a lot more free, where if your team is setting you up properly, with good util, giving you the space, look at what the playmaker of Makaze can get away with. Another double entry to put Navi on the board, breaking Spirit's money. 4-1 lead, is out of the window here for Spirit. Donk's had enough.
Yeah, Donk's getting aggressive, wants to try and take matters into his own hands. He's been getting dodged by Navi, as you say. And so this is Donk trying to throw the hammer down with some top mid aggression, but Navi don't play into it.
Lucky they just peel back off the first nades. Just avoiding Donk.
I mean, that is one of the Spirit go-tos, right? If they feel like they need to make up some ground here on Mirage, that's usually where Donk gets aggressive out here through mid.
Spirit GG kelyapti lekin, bari, вот реально.
So Navi went passive there. His push doesn't net anything for Team Spirit.
Donk may be avoided again.
Finds himself over towards that B site, and that's right as Navi head out into A. Shiro from down under.
Makas 45 уже. Блядь, 2 бар, обеспечен, Allah.
Navi once more dodge Donk, pick correctly, get into this A play.
Mirage. Nimalarni? Navi'larni pikka, brat.
He ran into his own HE grenade, completely missed it. That's opened the round back up. That's made this possible for Spirit. Low health on 2 players, but Donk denied by bits. And Navi, if they don't overface, if they don't overpeak, this round should be theirs for the taking.
Safe.
A little mistake cost them nothing in the long run.
Easy.
Donk avoided again. And Navi with a dominant lead.
o'zinikini o'ldirib qo'yarkan, poyolda, da. U ham chiqib ketamiz deb o'yladi, o'shaning uchun server o'ldirib qo'ydi o'zinikini.
definitely a frustratingly cooled game, I think, for Spirit. They've had a lot of stacks. They've had a lot of different setups. Positions that may be hard to read here for NAVI, but they've avoided them every single time. And when you're starting your rounds 5v3,
Kalash Slayton boss. Satayım mı? Kana Kalash'ın 100 milyon kem 100 milyon tutuyorum Spirit
Mikaze, you're playing like a beast
100 milyon
right
kem
now.
100 milyon
Everyone
tutuyoruz.
gets to kill themselves once
No
in these
kalmasız
stage
değil mi?
games. There you go, it's all smiles.
rite of passage.
Now you can say you've done it,
Makaz
and you're
7-3
still
yuttu
beating
fazla.
Team Spirit.
Wonderful bir gig ki.
Something's got to give here.
And I mean, I like that Mikaze's being put in all these positions.
Nokta Kalash.
The rest of NAVI that have this pre-existing history with the Spirit squad.
Kajne že yapre.
True.
Brat mutlu
Mikaze don't have
kırıltımız.
that beef.
No burden on his back.
Slate kapkara.
Another A-side grouping. This time Donk is in the connector. So he will have a chance to play into this.
Donk deciding to save his HE grenade for an A execute. It's very quiet. It can feel predictable at this point. That's why the rotation's coming in from Shiro. Donk can use his name to break the smoke as NAVI announce their presence.
Once more, it's Mikaze out first.
Nice
Thrown
flash,
into
Shiro
a
then.
crossfire. He can't get past Sway and Shiro. It's going to fall to the rest of the pack. Vince had some really nice rounds out here through Palace, but this will require something special. Ema on his mid-lurk. Removes one, and with 45 seconds left, this might prove a tantalizing slowdown for NAVI.
Even if they don't commit, just the question for Spirit might make a rotation be cool. Chopper's going to start to investigate this, and NAVI have no other idea in mind. They will recommit. A little bit delayed. Chopper playing for both sites right now. He's going to be able to flank this in the post-plant.
Vторой волны ayıkılması. Qanday challenge qilish kerak edi.
Spirit, and it doesn't look like their positions are allowing them to do so. They
Keyingi
are
hafta
waiting
aytaman,
for the
brat.
round.
Having him on this flank is all well and good if the site players stay alive. It's if they crumble, they
С разворота нахуй.
and they are both low. The round is still very much alive. Chopper on this MP9, he can't pick
Капитан
up
Сиколач Корамза, хуй знает, бля.
He needs the element of surprise.
Окей, он корда.
Try and play trigger discipline.
Блять, просто надо было убить нахуй.
Something feels different today in this matchup.
Xatı çeken adam base'den çıkıp qoladi. Base'den çıkıp qoladi. Şunu sizga o'xsharkan.
Chopper holds his shot, lives to regret it.
Go premium. Hozir emas, brat. Yeban ekan bular kotmalagarda. Pizdez bora ko'rdingizmi? Chalab с разворота emaga ball berdi.
Pretty stuck on the balcony, but Zway coming in as well, both fighting.
I mean, there's also just no accounting for that.
Yeah,
You think you have his number. He's getting pincered, two players either side of him.
Ебану.
And he finds them both.
Возможно. Олдер olsa bo'ldi, damsu. Калёный, бля.
It was Zway on balcony.
Тем более пачка дефолт qo'yilgan, хуй.
It's a real shame for Spirit to lose that round.
Ема ебал atma, jalla. Qara.
A rough start for Zway. And worst case scenario for Chopper there in that class.
NAVI GG yetkazadi. Endi bu o'yinni bilan bilmadim, brat. 3ta karta ko'rsa kerak.
6-1 start, util lacking, Spirit scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Hayır, Donk 3ga to'g'ri yuribdi. Speed hali uyg'onmadi umuman. Birinchi o'yin bo'lganiga ham qo'yishni.
So much better for NAVI. Spirit all inning these rounds.
Znada o'qiyban o'tayotishni ham kerak. Da. Sekin bemalol chiqsam bo'lardi, такой ножка chiqsam bo'lardi.
Of course, it's dictated by Shiro's AWP. Where he starts, that's where Spirit have to fill the gaps. So Zontix plays balcony this time, Shiro on cat with the AWP, but NAVI have found the perfect remedy to boost the window.
Oh, miss. Shomuroddan miss.
They sneak a player up and behind with no one paying mind to this position.
Seriously?
Good check for Zway, holds his own. Donk traded after one.
Bit yana ballastı. Как всегда. Улучшады.
And it's just more of these crisp entries out of Mikaze. He still has more to do in this round. Zontix lands the dink. Mikaze's been softened up and Zontix...
Как он убивает, блядь, пиздец.
But Mikaze's just the gift that keeps on giving for NAVI.
No business winning that fight.
3 kills deep,
Donk
but he still wants more.
Hayır, блядь, какой раунд optik shot'tı. NAVI'yle хует. 4 kill verdi, 4 kill. Makas 4 kill.
Laid out through ramp.
Wonderful
holding on the orb. Mikaze, 1 kill away from an ace.
You can't argue with how Zontic's played that. It was to perfection. He gives up the angle to the orb. He doesn't let Wonderful peek him. He knows he's found a dink. He needs 1 bullet, 1 shot onto Mikaze. He cannot connect it. Lightning fast here for the young player.
The thing that made Donk so exciting when he exploded onto the scene was showing up to the spot egg, not feeling any of the pressure, playing his heart out and breaking multiple records. Find that same voice in this series versus Donk, no less. It's a beautiful sight to behold. It is a real rarity in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it's one thing to do it against the Mongols, who we know have had trouble on the stage, and we know are very individual based, they're not feeling anything crumble. But this is a proven team spirit, not in the Lanxess, but certainly on land, certainly in arenas.
The last stage that Spirit have to conquer.
They've got the Major, they've got Katowice. You at least thought they had a final berth here. NAVI are doing everything they can to disprove that. 7-1 starts. A broken buy. Donk with the only rifle. Trying to put it to use.
Find one through the smoke. This is also a big pick. 5v3 for Team Spirit. This is the best spot they've been in yet. This has to be their round, and Donk is determined to make it so. Another clean kill from Mikaze. They lose their front man, and there's Donk with the crushing blow for a third. Finally, Spirit get back on the board with something. It takes their 3-piece out of Donk on the hero gun to get them there.
Sick round out of Donk. We were waiting for
it.
And NAVI take a pause after Spirit find their first round in 5. They take stock. This game is far from finished. NAVI know it. Capitalize on the strong start.
Yo 7-5 bo'ladimi bittaga?
Don't let Mikaze cool off. Felt like they were cooking a 2v4.
Speed yutadi menda unda aytganingiz o'xshasa Markezni olib yutibdi bular. Ну да, 9-3. Tak, hozir ko'ramiz. Menimcha 12 bo'ladi shu. Easy oladi bu turishda NAVI. Ну да. Markaz 13'e 5 yürüttü. Realni aboga o'xshatgan lekin. Zotan qarasa.
Into the fight with Donk, he tanks the damage. So Donk's not given that chance at the opener. NAVI go about this mid control slowly.
Konga o'ynashmoqchi bo'ladi, скорее всего. Hozir Under midda chiqib,
Where the other
boost
day
qiladi.
NAVI were pairing Mikaze up with people to try and make him comfortable, to try and bring him into it.
Balki ma'bud
Now it's
qo'yizda.
Mikaze leading the way.
Formasini o'zgartirib oladi, takoy Snapchat orqali.
This is just a lethal duo. The fact that Ima's not even getting boosted in window, we're seeing Mikaze
kerak emas maksimal chunki o'ladi. O'ta Shamurod hozir mis qiladi, qaranglar. Mis qiladi.
On orb, head to head.
1 2
Shiro locks it in. Spirit need this round desperately. Their economy on the lines. Way headshot coming out of the palace. Bit won't get more than 1. 4-on-2. Spirit holding strong.
Alex bilan Ima qolgan.
This half is still recoverable for Spirit. Starting to get the better of Mikaze in some of these head-to-heads. Wonderful yet to get going on this AWP as well. Shiro beating him in that head-to-head.
Can they get out? There's still time.
They really want to attempt this 2v4. They're going to start to walk up through short. Now, there is a player deep in the apartments. There's also this rotate instantly arriving at the market side. Ima's got a lot of angles to keep watch of here as that bomb tries to cross. And Zontic's playing late. He's going to drop that bomb out in no man's land. There shouldn't be time for Ima to win this. Spirit continue to tighten their grasp. And it's another multi-kill from Donk to see them through.
All right, slow to start, strong to finish, perhaps. NAVI should know it better than most after their game yesterday in that quarterfinal. Spirit waking up. It wouldn't have felt fair if we didn't have a Donk day in the office, especially with what he gave us in the group stage. On par to beat out his Shanghai rating. Feels impossible that he'll ever top Katowice 2024. But with a 1.52 in Cologne coming into this game, he's already outlasted Astana. He's already one-upped the Shanghai major. Donk looks to keep that in good form, but Mikaze's hero AK has other ideas.
Yeah, it's a crazy opening, but Mikaze does get wounded in that exchange. He's going looking for the other gun. He's grabbed it. Mikaze's pulled it from a hat. Cross-snap and Mikaze gets past the AWP. It's going back is where he's punished.
İyi bak, kötü.
Now alone in this 1-on-3.
This is good.
Spirit scaling up. Trying to find this timing for a backstab, but it feels like he'll be too late for this.
He can't stop the defuse from his position. Zontix is already considering it. What a read from Zontix. Finds Spirit there fourth. A little bit scary in the midst of the madness. Mikaze and Bit put on more entry work on this T side. But you said it was recoverable, and that feels like where we are. Spirit gunning for a 5-round CT side.
NAVI don't want to feel like they let their kryptonite back in at the tail end of this half. Spirit are looking for 4 in a row. Shiro going to start things off over in middle. That orb went roaming for the pick, but nothing presented. It's another slow start for NAVI.
Surprised that nade doesn't break the smoke. They lose mid information. Donk jiggling is all they've got. Boost up Zontix going over the top. NAVI want nothing to do with this again. They're very tentative about mid control.
Mikaze and Ima started over here towards the lower tunnels, but Ima was the only guy who went down. Mikaze has just been dead set on these apartments from the beginning of the round. I feel like he wants to make a play there. The rest of NAVI have now moved around to join him.
Mid fake for Alexi.
Alexi trying to pull the wool over their eyes.
Oh,
they've got Mikaze as the fire starter out through the apartment. Spirit, 2 players on the short side. Holds on, and that is a serious blow to deal to NAVI. Alexi's also found in mid. 3 versus 5 here. As the bomb crosses in, all the Spirit starts to arrive. It's a good pickup for Wonderful.
Donk oldu karıyla double pick bullet.
3 on 5 for NAVI, and they've still got 3 players fighting.
Kalp açık koyulmayan kızları.
Determined to be the difference maker, the guy to recover this. Talked about him reinventing himself. Shiro showing it off here.
Highlight, go.
Only Wonderful, his orping counterpart left to beat. And Spirit will go on to recover this half. 4 straight down the stretch. There's still fight left.
Jalapetis Fox oyunda yazıyı koruyayım efendim. Galip gittim. Oyunda koruyayım, brat oyunda koruyayım. Çalgımı. Ja, Ozen ga je gehört. Sizleri kimliğim annem bıraktım. Rahmet, bırakman oynadık genç.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
Joy, bom qanaqa joy kerak? Nima qilsin boshqa, brat? Reklamaga pul to'lab qo'ygan, qilishi haqqi bor-ku. Ozim di patrz, non dacho cer. Var çekip geleyim mi yine? Ağzımca vattıfa. Another value. Az qaytaman bo'ldi. Izlayotgan ko'p turinglar, mansiz.
Oh, that was so saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
When they say cinema, this is what they're talking about. NAVI with a convincing start on their map pick of Mirage in this semi-final. They go play an old foe, a familiar face in Team Spirit, and you often expect to be talking a hell of a lot about Donk in his debut at the Lanxes. But Mikazi ended up stealing the show. He's topping the charts right now, leading the way in every available metric. Spirit were able to break on through at the tail end of that half. They've given themselves a scoreline they can recover.
Classic Spirit pistol, just going for this ace smoke exec. Even the flash gets dodged early. What a turn. Donk finding that entry onto Bit, and this site starts to crumble. There's no one here to stop it. The smokes aren't down though, so they just run out, taking every single fight. Team Spirit not trading to their favor either. The cross shots connecting. Zontic's low health, got to be careful. And Navi are coming in from spawn. These Dualies have to save the day. Donk does it again. Triple kill in this round, right when Spirit need him.
And Alexi's just given up the element of surprise. Now they know where he is. And with Donk 3 kills deep on the dual Berettas, he's in a fighting mood, playing in front of triple, looking for this engagement at range. Will give it over to Alexi. In the heat of the moment, it might not feel like much, but can Alexi take this any further? No, Shiro puts a stop to it. Donk gets pumped up. It's another multi-kill round from him on Spirit's route to recovery.
Yeah, as we said earlier, Navi's map pick, but don't count Spirit out from activating late in this game after a 4-round streak, finding a pistol with Donk on massive impact is a good sign for the Spirit turnaround. They are favorites for a reason. Alexi on this very stage yesterday called Team Spirit Navi's kryptonite.
NAVI ile bayqiladi. Yo, bayqilmadi bu safar.
NAVI never beating them on a stage. Spirit's 9-2 scoreline in 18 months. 3 of them in arenas, including a BO5. I mean, this would be quite the day for a NAVI upset.
I think this is what makes this late in the half recovery from Spirit so scary, right? It's an opponent that NAVI have a lot of respect for and have been conditioned to fear over time. These head-to-heads feeling so one-sided in Spirit's favor. Flash out in a mid. Mikaze gonna open his pistols. Blood onto Donk. But he'll control the AK. It's hard to get ahead. Donk, when he's out in mid like that, and even though you've flooded with numbers, you will not overwhelm him. IEM finished off. It's a clean conversion for Team Spirit.
Nobody does it like Donk, right? We look at his pinpoint precision, his headshots, his accuracy, his bursts. But he can spray like a beast as well. Has incredible control over the AK. Another 3-kill round for Donk on the anti-eco, but facilitating a NAVI by now. That's what they were waiting for. So many of these T rounds coming from those double entry kills from McCarthy. The rest of the team are going to have to dig deep. This has to become a team game, as it often is for NAVI.
Tak, Spirit'le ikinci round olganı NAVI'ye dead on it.
Not been much of a requirement from the rest of the gang to step up in the early stages of Mirage. Makaze was doing so much of the heavy lifting. This is where you're going to have to see Wonderful find himself on the AWP. Bit and IEM's contributions throughout the groups. The games yesterday were enormous.
Ama nasıl vuruşum?
Trying to beat Spirit home of the one-man army. With a one-man army of your own making, your rookie. It's not where NAVI want to find themselves. This is a team that win by committee.
IEM kordu, info verdi ortaya
IEM doesn't even commit to take the fight.
İşte short bitti.
NAVI know that Spirit is still staging. Not committed. IEM again trying to regather that information, trying to confirm what they already know. 40 seconds. Where is this end destination? Where does the journey finish for Team Spirit? NAVI uncertain. Donk setting his teammate up to go to a connector, but it's his entry onto Makaze, finding that new blood.
Come in the way of Alexi. He does have IEM moving around. He will get here in time to take the attention.
All right.
Spotlight off of Alexi B. Burns alive in the molly, but more than enough time for the rest of NAVI to get there.
Not every day you catch Donk looking the wrong way, so back at the bench, Alexi finding Donk that easily will break NAVI back into this game. 6 rounds in a row for Team Spirit stopped. Big hold for Alexi. And if Spirit are trying to punish an Alexi Makaze bomb site, well, the Mongols learned yesterday, that's not always the move.
Oh, that's really true. Thinking back to the endless B hits that look to abuse the rookie and the captain. Chopper sometimes feels like the dad of this Team Spirit squad. There he is trying to help Donk with the PC issues as well.
Brought up so many young talents across the years. Deep runs with multiple rosters. Part of the Patsy Siren run in Antwerp. The Rio, even into the playoffs there.
Tactica, brat, tactica.
And brought on this prodigy of Donk, who is still willing to chop and change, cutting magics after years of play at Team Spirit to bring in Sway.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just shows, you know, also the, because you imagine with Donk picking him as his hot prospect, he would have weighed in on this decision. Spirit knew that they had to make changes.
A very hard decision.
Telegram kanalda chat'ta da yazgansınız mı? Nima demedim. Biz tutamadık.
Yeah, I mean, you get rid of the guy as well who's been with Chopper throughout almost
every
iteration.
Jebal istanamadım. Lekin operator kızdanın.
Lineup in there since the beginning.
So things need to land for Zway. He's had a slowish start to
NAVI
this game.
agar 9 olsa, uni ham oladi.
Been the victim of the Makaze bit. A entries in the first half. Maybe on the T side he can find his freedom. Part of the pack in this T side. Him, Donk, and Zontix moving throughout middle. Uncontested by NAVI.
İkide kapitan takoy. Bayt qilib orqaga qochib ketishdi.
Spirit show face very deep in middle.
Ha, okay. Spirit'le A'ya ketyapti. Beat, ballast.
The whole time, that the AX set comes out here. Na'Vi have to be scared of middle. They have to be thinking about a lot. We're seeing the paranoia appear. Na'Vi want to go for the mid clear. If they get this done early and check out underpass, they can be assured in their sight holds. Can wonderful support bit on this A execute.
Team is also going to move in to join them, hoping to get there just in time. But for now, with the smoke down, Bit fighting alone, his teammates come barreling through. And there's the reinforcements, there's the help to keep Bit in this round and lock down this A bomb site.
I mean, whoever calls that wins the round for Na'Vi. That mid re-clear 10 seconds prior to the A execute, that is the make or break. That is the freedom that allows IMA to rotate. Wonderful to swing the smoke. And Na'Vi to play for the site hold they shall. Back-to-back rounds and Spirit save almost nothing.
Kimga bayatli qotdi smackdan bilmaysiz smackdan. Yo, bilmayman kimga bayat qotdi.
Counter-terrorists win.
Hop, Kalashnikovga berishadi. Ham qo'l tushmagan. Bayt qayashga ham tushdi lekin borib qolsin. Chiqaman o'tgan joyida. Aytgan narsam Kalash.
Some things never change and never should. Huge amount of pressure.
Qiziq o'yin bo'lmayapti lekin. Bitta Iman highlight bo'ldi bu yerda. Makazi 4 kilo bo'ldi. Нормальный highlight bo'lmayapti lekin.
Very real, right? Yeah, they keep kind of throwing these investments in. They know that Donk on a hero gun can make these rounds interesting, but
just want to level out the money as well, right? Everyone just being skew with, 2 players saving guns. Mid has been given again, so Spirit will take it.
Yeah, they miss.
This time they don't look to gift horse in the mouth.
Or in the mouse, for that matter.
It's a farmyard out here. Spirit let the dogs out.
Smoke break. Chopper's in here, in this smoke.
Нихуя себе.
His way fire off down in lower as well. They don't know. The Spirit's captain has made his way into the window. Spirit are looking for this A split, and right now they're in good positions to deliver it. Donk gonna try and come out through the connector. Makaze a little late to support from short, takes one of the dome, and it's Donk entering. That's why they give him the hero gun. That's what he's supposed to provide. Can IMA bail Na'Vi out?
The nade.
This was the round they would have looked to save it, but these nades softening up. Team Spirit. Donk, that should have been caught on the cross. I do not know how IMA's spray doesn't find him there. He's getting everyone else. Na'Vi is suddenly interested.
Блять, IMA. Highlight нахуй. Что kill?
Does Donk have to do it all? The opener, can he close? 9 points of health. Smoke comes down, moving in. IMA with the clear.
Калёный ебать. Donk ace, Donk ace. Donk ace. Пиздец. Лочи, ёптер, в раунд вытащили. Сука, охуеть.
It's just deathmatch for Donk. The destroyer of Na'Vi does it again. In a round they have no business winning. 2 rifles. No, just 1 rifle. Just Donk.
I mean, you could rename Ramp to Donk at this point.
I think he's earned
it.
The number of unlikely clutches this guy has picked up in this position is beyond belief.
Oh, Makazda Deagle.
That is a crushing blow to Na'Vi. That was a 3v5 that IMA pulled them back into.
You better believe it. And to think that Molly, if that lands just a little bit further, it burns Donk out. The spray, he misses 1 shot. He kills Zontic's full health through triple. He couldn't land that 1 bullet on Donk. A missed shot that Na'Vi will pay for.
Alexi bitti o zaman.
No break, they're coming in. 2 players spotted. And again, IMA hesitant to commit with that.
Donk, Alex.
Would you be surprised if I
BALLA
said again it's up to Donk?
He's going to face off against Mikaze in this hold. Clean kill
Force
on
yaptı.
Can Mikaze wrestle one back? Yes, he can. Donk's counter plays his hand. Mikaze with a mowdown of his own, but it won't be enough. 2 kills do not seal the deal on this round. Wonderful after being given a wild kill to open up this 1v3. I mean, you've already seen NAVI attempt a lot of uncharacteristic retakes. Not a team that like to look in to these man-down rounds.
The cat jump could have made all the difference. He's a little bit slower. He doesn't have a kit.
Wasted precious seconds. A failure to catch. Zontix out in the open there with nades. That would have teed up for this clutch. Now it's far trickier. Zwei, Spirit's new addition. Will he be able to interplay with Zontix here? Zontix isn't needed. Zwei holds on.
Impact kills, right? Impact kills for Zwei coming in, trading Mikaze on the bench, uncleared position, and goes on to close the round. When Wonderful's able to isolate 1v1, Zwei holds strong. He's 9-14, but that's an important round that Spirit need to break NAVI's money.
Info bir an açtım. Sporus vardı. Egirmişte kill.
And so, in the dead of night,
4 tabi oyun tuttu öyle.
The Spirits enter NAVI's nightmares again.
Bittemsin da. Bittemi 4 tabi.
A 7-5 half.
Donkene varıp eko
strong start. None of this mattering. This is Spirit to take the lead on NAVI's map pick.
I mean, you talk about the kind of mental side behind Counter-Strike. You attribute I think this game is showing the rest of NAVI with this litany of history, with this Spirit squad struggling to ever overcome them. Well, it's slow start for all of them. Guy giving life to NAVI, but even that's starting to slow down here. He finds himself inside of the B side, largely getting dodged. Spirit will move into the lead here this late in the game.
So as part of the problem we talked about coming into this second half, sure, NAVI started super strong, but with so much of that off of 1 or 2 men, we need everyone else to step up. We need people to fill the void. Alexi had that strong B hold. Otherwise, there's not been a lot to love here for NAVI in the CT side. Spirit looking for 5 alive, take that 10th. NAVI saved nothing. I mean, a missed opportunity to not punish someone on the exit.
For the first time, is Spirit in the lead. Far cry from the 7-1 start for NAVI.
And the step up of Donk is unbelievable here. 6 multi-kill rounds, a clutch, 3-0 in opening duels, 130 ADR.
He's verging on triple the ADR of his next nearest teammate. And Shiro in behind him. 133 ADR on Donk, 50 for Shiro. And that's why Donk dominates these conversations.
Spirit give him everything he wants.
Turnirda olib speed var fikrim. Turnirda olish qiyin, brat. Hozir olish kerak, NAVI nima bo'lsa ham. No da. Hozir olsa keyingi round normalniroq bo'ladi.
Dons his AWP here in the return to rifles. This is where NAVI have to stake their claim to Mirage, or else this game is going to get away from them at the 11th hour.
This is Wonderful's first CT AWP as well, his first chance to use his primary weapon.
Balski smog bio nas bitti iyi baladan var
got to connect. Zwei pulling NAVI apart here on this B bomb site, forces that rotation. Wonderful commits with the orb. If Spirit went, they would have had an open runway. But now we look to the mid-round. Back to ramp with the bomb. Bit has blocking util, jiggling, holding it for quite a while. This is going to be a big problem for Spirit. They're going to get smoked off post this molly as well.
Donk bit chat.
The sooner they find this jiggle, the better. Donk needed that instant headshot, and without it, he has to hunt down Bit. Caught in the corner. Donk sprays. Bit doesn't escape.
Bit info berdi, скорее всего, что это A bo'ladi. Chunki smokelarni berayotganda eshitdi. Uchta уже hozir. Bitta mid, bitta bu.
Chopper trying to sell NAVI on a lie. Smoking off window, hoping to keep eyeballs on mid.
Так, стейрский молик.
Make this exec that much more effective if they're trapped behind the con smoke, but it's Bit playing ahead in the sandwich, overran. They start to swell into the bomb site. Doesn't last long, and this play through the smokes is punished. Kaze approaching 20 kills, and it's still not enough. Wonderful left out of the picture. Spirit ease into the lead. It's one more clawback for Wonderful, but he's just so far away. You've seen him attempt these clutches. But not this one, not today.
Yeah, rough for Wonderful positionally. I mean, economically on this CT side, he's not really had the chance to get activated on this orb. This will not be one of those rounds. Zotic spots that sandwich player. Zwei with strong pathing, finding a double entry kill into that bomb site.
Yetti olib KTS'ga bitta olgan edi. 7-2'da hammasi boshlandi. 7-5 bo'ldi, Pisetkan 6-7-6 bo'ldi, Eko bo'ldi 7-7, keyin 8-7 bo'ldi, 8-8, 9-8. To'p bo'lsa 2 splashima bo'ldi, qarang bilan. Tayyor turing kesishga. Sekin o'yindan bilasiz bagda. Hamma narsa bo'lishi mumkin. Mani o'ylashim bo'yicha to'p bo'lmaydi-da. Hamma narsa bo'lishi mumkin.
Even more impressive when you consider how slow they started.
Comeback emas, yutmoqdi, brat. 11-9 qo'yat qiling.
25 kills, the best he ever played.
Bitta Farmilka, bitta AWP, ikkita Deagle, bitta 5-7. Eko raundda o'tgan safar kecha Inferno NAVI'lar olgan edi, lekin undan keyin comeback boshlangan. U paytda shu 10-14 edi, 10-15 qilib comeback boshlagan edi.
The big ticket item in this round is running the risk of being on the wrong side of the map. Spirit set up for another one of these A plays. They've got the bomb back in Palace.
Keyin qiz
They are dedicated here.
Yo, brat. Bu o'yin tugagandan keyin kutaman, men keyingi o'yin boshlanishini. Скорее всего. Undan keyin Vitality bilan MOUZ o'yini bor, o'shani ham ko'ramiz.
No eyes on his position. Wonderful active. Decides to rotate, might be the right time, but could smokes cut him off yet again?
Wonderful A'ga qaytdi jungle
pushes him further into A. Wonderful might have the chance to have impact in this round. Donk's on the
po faktu B'ni berib, bitta short o'tdi, smoke bilan.
And again, NAVI look for that mid re-clear that did them so well last time around. Trying to spot underpasses, Wonderful.
Qara.
Forcing that issue. Bit swings Palace, he spots the bomb.
Huge info, and it also forces Spirit
Wonderful
to just hit the go button now. That bomb's been discovered. Donk dead. Wonderful spot with a critical miss. Donk out of the picture though. This is where the rest of the
Streamga danat qo'ymayapmiz. Qo'yganman, tepada zakrepion turibdi, bratim. Orqadagi shoh hakami boshqa joyda ovqat yesin. Bizdan ekan format.
Spirit have sight control. Will that change?
Boshqa joyda yolishmaydi. Huge.
Lights out with 3.
Map point bo'ladimi?
And it all slows down. The excitement stops. NAVI. They might have had everyone here. They might have found that critical kill onto Donk, but that's where the rest of Spirit come into the picture and course correct this round. Wonderful, once more relegated to a save on this AWP.
Oh,
blinding couple of shots here. But it's not going to lead to a round win. He's out of there. Spirit have multiple chances to steal the rush away from NAVI.
From 7-1 down as well. Incredible comeback and show of resilience here from Team Spirit. And this time you can't say Wonderful didn't have his chance. An open sightline on that Palace player. That would have made all the difference. He misses his only shot. Those saves mean nothing here for NAVI. Spirit 3 chances.
Bunaqa killer. No.
on a runaway T-side, 5 in a row. And doing it without Donk in these last couple. The system will not
İşte abone oldu. Okey, bakacağım ayrı koptu. İyi guys. Agar 10 olsa Navi comeback qila oladi lekin. Ayvekka qarshi Ayvek shiri oldi. Shiri oldi.
Not something we've seen much from him, and not how he wanted to spend this final round on the receiving end of a Shiro orb shot to open.
Makaz boya turgan joyi yaxshi lekin Shiro
It was a red hot start for Makaze, but he will not be involved in what could be Navi's last round on Mirage. Another miss for Wonderful, and these misses are starting to cost Navi in a very big way.
Yeah, it's feeling like Cologne last year all over again for Wonderful. Feeling like that final vitality.
Хотя бы Donk
For a couple of
öldürüştü.
shots of Mirage could have made all the difference.
Doğru
He's
götür.
not had them here. The rifle's got to save it. Big headshot by the captain. Spirit opened up into this ace.
İşte Palace.
Navi's kryptonite stares them dead in the face. 4v3 to finish off this comeback, and Spartix hits a flick.
Nima bo'ldi? Chopper o'ldirib ketishdi. Одновременно нахуй. Wonderful. Ебать, Wonderful проснулся нахуй, блядь. 12. 12 so'yist. Nodir tayinlarni kesishga. Do'p bo'lsa agar.
One more round. Navi demand. Better late than never for Wonderful.
If you mention the lows, you got to mention the highs. That round keeps Navi in this game. An important confidence-building round for Wonderful. He's someone they're going to need if this comeback were to happen.
Oxirgi bay round bo'ladi Spirit.
Still 2 chances for Spirit, and with Donk capable of winning rounds on a hero gun as a one-man army, you can never take your eye off the ball.
2v4 in seconds, though. When it felt already done, Navi ready to stand up out of their seats and walk backstage.
Shamurod 3 kill qildi.
Let's see if that's put a bit more energy in this CT AWP.
Spirit'ten perfect'te B'ga o'ynasa bo'lar, chunki bitta B'ni o'ldiradi. Assalomu alaykum, Bagdan tinchligimiz Navi yutqizadi deb o'ylayman. Java nima gapdi, o'zingisiz? Ha, o'zi 2 kill.
That's a big catch. And in tandem with that, Ema spams Chopper out in top mid.
Бля, ну хотя бы Donk живет. Donk 2 kill bersa, qolganida komandasi o'ynab bersa, normalniy bo'ladi. Nima bo'lishi shoshildi, xuj ayt lekin ularni. Ko'ramiz. Skayfield bo'ladi deb o'ylayman.
So early in the round, I mean, they're definitely going to look for a kill just to open up an avenue. Spirit certainly can win these rounds. They've got 3 of the proven firepower pieces on this team.
Whether or not they want to take the risk, right? There's no denying this team has a tremendous amount of faith on this guy walking in through lower.
Issue is they just don't have the loss bonus.
Exactly, it's the risk v reward. If they go for this, you know, sure, they can win a 3v5. Is it the opportune round? No. Is it how they wanted to play this final round? No.
This feels like
and if they go for it, they're broke into the next. That practically tees Navi up for OT.
Very different game at that point.
This is not an easy decision for Spirit. It's far from it.
Miss.
But Donk still looks to play through the apartments. Zontik's moving around to join him. They're going to stake it all on whether or not Donk can provide this opener.
Makaka bilan Alexey.
Alexi's forcing them to commit. He
says
if you want to win this 3v5, you're going to have to risk everything.
20 sekund safe. Stali safe.
He taps him out, and that was the one man they sent in. Navi's rookie stops that round, and now it's a one-round game.
Nima xavf ko'rsatdi? Tushunmadim men.
Drinking in Mikaze.
Qayerlar?
He has been the defining character.
Beaps. Hozir orqaga qaytadi. Qayerlar? Nima Alexey ko'ryapsizlar? Как будто Alexey o'ynayapti jalar.
Desperately call upon their star to shut this out before bonus play. And right when we were all ready to give up on Navi, they look for 3 rounds in a row.
One tap. One tap bas ekan.
The Langston's demands more. They
Evet,
want
bitti
extra
abi, bitti Kalash, bitti Jiggle. İkisi Tek9. Nodir, taylaning, brat, taylaning.
Well, NAVI get to play on.
Ala, Nodir emas, operator taylanish kerak, suka.
Don't ignore the gains that Spirit are taking down here in mid. Chopper and Donk walking the walk. Ima in window in the last few rounds has gotten the better of Donk. Will it happen again? No, it's Makaze to swing wide from the short side and get rid of him.
Operator taylaning, brat.
Titans, the behemoths of this game, clash early and they're both out of the picture in this final round of regulation.
Niyat tuturin yutsin deb.
He's going to have to recommit to under just to give them a chance to get them a gun in this 4v4. This is a disaster right now for Spirit.
Kalasam bir oyun kızığı.
Chewing at overtime.
Çap kop geleyim. Hop geleyim brat, hop geleyim.
Wonderful's AWP
45 sekund.
in the right place. And Shiro at the back of the pack, we might need him to find an incision in this round.
Pizdeydi öyleyken var, pizdeydi o. Operator kes, böyle.
But Wonderful says no.
Хотя, нет. Donk yo, раунд проебали, братан.
That nearly defined this second half. He'll be remembered for the shots he's hit here. There's 20 seconds left on the round.
20 sekund kaldı.
They couldn't catch Wonderful. That is a huge pickup.
Bit bölümeydi leke, 14 sekund. 10 sekund. 7 sekund. İyi bitti o zaman. Чё нахуй? Чё нахуй? Бля, оператор! Yugar ekansiz lekin bor, yugar ekansiz, ishonay. Ахуеть! Pizet o'yin bo'ldi lekin jala.
And what a series to start off this semi-final. There's more where that came from.
To'rga olib ketishdi. Simbol bitta Kalash, bitta Eagle, bitta Avik bilan. Na, nahvoy. Operator xursand bo'ldingiz, brat, ishoning. Xursand bo'ldingiz tushiga. Такой do'la moment qolganda shatta kesardingiz lekin. Bagdamaligandim, ay jala. Mayli. O'yin yaxshi bo'ldi. Ikkita highlight bo'ldi. Imbadan zo'r highlight bo'ldi. Donkdan ace bo'ldi. Makakadan 4 kill. Razrada pizdes. Zal ovozi eshitilar ekan bularga.
No.
Такой baqirgan faqat nomiga eshitlar. Orasini skip tashadi yo'da, brat. Makaka ебалay beradi lekin. Da,
I'm playing for City. Plan for City. Can be City. I'm staying calm. You're alone.
Bo'pti, hopiri bo'ladi bolalar. Mendan piri bo'ladi. Stream yoqib qoldiraman. Sizlar ham ovqat yeb olinglar takoy. Ikkinchi kartkani ko'rishga. Okay. Okaymi?
Yeah, bumper. I'm playing for now. Right. Good job, Dre.
Yeah, let's leave both. We're coming in. They know where to be.
Not out there.
Smoke right? No one out B.
Let me go.
I'm risking. I'm coming double jungle.
Palace low. Not out? Sure, that's him. I'm going for one. Last and con should be.
Maybe con.
Con? I'll pick on.
I'm leaving with Sons.
Get con. Nice, Igor!
We'll move over Gorlock. We've got our own destroyer, especially on the map of Mirage. We see Spirit.
I didn't expect that. I love that.
A little something
that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, Donk definitely taking this game into his own hands in a certain way. You've got Zway coming in there and swaying the system a little bit. Now, really, that begs to say, Jason,
Well,
you got the answers, Way.
Man, well, you know, I think one big thing is when you have a rookie on NAVI popping off the way MOUZ was, you need the best player in the world to step up. I think it's kind of shocking that those two went blow for blow, matching each other in terms of impact. Donk, yeah, I mean, we know he's always going to get his. He's always going to get his numbers, and instrumental down the stretch in making this happen.
It was a great game. Very, very even. They ended up 12-12 in opening kills. They traded pistols as well, right? It was, in the end, it seemed destined for overtime, really. You know, that play from Zway to walk through the smoke in bench and sort of he catches the kill on Wonderful, and then Shiro and Chopper winning the 2v3, you know, that's them pulling through. That's Shiro stepping up as well at what he does best, which is clutching to get his team over the finish line.
And it looked, I mean, you mentioned it looked like overtime was written at the end. It looked like a stomp was written at the beginning for Navi. What, they're up 7-1 at one point early on. I thought the game plan from them to start this map was awesome. Attacking extremities, cool Donk off, don't let them get involved in the action, and then things just turned. And then you had one round slip up from Navi and Team Spirit just took it right back. They're the ones who caught the momentum. And then you had the pop off from Donk, and you had everyone else chiming in as needed as he started the rounds off for them. So yeah, I think super impressed from Spirit. Navi's gonna feel like they let this one slip away.
Yeah, absolutely. And when his team needed him, you know, Donk did step up. I mean, this round was just nasty. This was when Navi is able to win their first 2 rounds on the CT side, just have an AK, it's a scrappy buy, and he comes up with an ace. That smoke kill in the end as well to stop the defuse. That's what the best players in the world do. They step up when it matters.
And those were fights that we saw in that clip that Donk wasn't getting at the start, and I think that was really the kind of highlight of the Navi game plan is if you give Donk, if you give him the open space, if you give him that many one-on-ones, if you get him room to move around and be mobile and duck back into cover, he's just going to destroy you because that's what he likes to do. He likes to search for fights. He likes to stand tall and take duels. The strategy from Navi to start the half, hit the bomb sites, Donk rotates over from middle, blocked off by a smoke wall, Molotov's flashes, etc., all that stuff, but he never gets a look at a clean fight, and he never gets a look at a clean 1v1 that he can build upon. But once they started getting into that territory where that was happening round after round, he just blew up.
I think he also changed the game in the sense of, you know, there were rounds where you could relax in a game, right? You know, when they have the hard reset, they force you, beat them, they're on an eco. But then Donk comes in and he's so skilled, they always put an AK in his hand, pretty much, right? And then what would happen is there would be a round where everyone's ecoing, but he has an AK and you would be a little bit relaxed, okay, we're gonna win this one. And then he comes up and, you know, gets double entry and you lose that round. And I think now teams are just so aware of that every round, you need to take it as a gun round while this guy is still alive because he's gonna have a gun.
It's the same concept as like the VP with James, of where he's always going to have an up. It's just much more effective and much more aggressive and much more fireworks involved.
Quite
thankfully for everyone involved.
Thankfully for everyone.
And I have to hard agree on that. Also, let's take a look at round 5 since we're here. I mean, we're looking at some of those monumental moments.
Well, we're talking about Navi, how they changed their T side a little bit with this lineup, right? And they're playing with more pace. And this is a great example of that. It's a reset round. I think they also had a game plan for Zontix, who we know loves to play. You see where he is? He's deep cat already towards mid. And there's this pop play with flashes coming in. Because look at his padding. This is not the normal padding you see players necessarily take, right? Looking towards the right. But Zontix was flashed just as MOUZ was jumping out. He's able to get a double entry there. And, you know, that's a reset round just done and dusted, right? Like, pretty quickly. Bit also hits a nasty shot on Shiro, who has an op in market from B-Apps. And that's it, right? So this is what enabled Navi to get off to a good start. Winning these crucial rounds after winning pistol, and also MOUZ and Bit on the entries were just really, really strong.
That's one area that MOUZ has been good for Navi all throughout the tournament. He's actually, like, within this team, he actually is taking, like, the majority of their opening kills. I think he's up around, like, 30%. And what that's allowed, like, other guys to do is kind of back off it a little bit. Alexi's not taking as many. Wonderful's not taking as many. They can kind of take their time. But when MOUZ's taking that many opening fights for you and being this successful, that's how Navi gets started with such, like, what seemed and felt like an easy trot to a 7-1 lead.
Yeah, it did seem like they ran it up a little bit there. And then, you know, towards that end, obviously, we got a very close game.
You know, well, the unfortunate thing about this run is I actually think it was MOUZ who made the mistake that allowed Spirit to get back into the game and go on this little bit of a run. So, I mean, you have this incredible performance out of MOUZ. One small mistake can change the nature of the game.
And it's something that we kind of spoke about before, but again, this is his very first exposure to this level of play. And he came from their academy team to where they are now.
Yeah, I think what we're also seeing with the CT economy change is teams are getting baited into buying too much on the CT side, right? Like, because Spirit saves a couple of times, so, okay, we can drop one M4, and then one guy can play with an SMG, and maybe one FAMAS, or something like that. So you have the guns, but you don't have a lot of utility, right? And then you're forced into taking decisions, into taking risks, into maybe gambling in the mid-round, and that leads to more saves, which leads to more buys. But at 7-1, Spirit had a half buy with saved guns. Like, they didn't fully invest, and finally they win a round, and then once they have proper buys, they win out the half, right? So I think we'll see teams after this event, maybe because it's been the first event for a lot of
the
teams,
buying patterns.
sort of analyze and say, okay guys, we do have the guns, but let's look at the utility too, or maybe if we really want to buy, let's have another guy have an SMG and have all the utility and a kit perhaps, so we can even it out more across the board, because it's much more difficult to go for plays when you don't have the utility. You can only, swing together, peek off of each other, there's no flashes in, there's no smokes to block, incendiaries to buy time, right? It's easier for the T's to play that way.
Which kind of plays into a little bit of the idea of Donk being lethal in those moments where you don't know if they've got weapons or not, but he's alive, so he poses a big threat.
It poses a huge threat. I mean, that's kind of one of the things about him, is that just every single round he's going to be activated. You have to know that he's going to be passed a rifle if there's anything saved, if there's any extra cash. And Yenko's right. There's no way to know it happening in the moment. You just have to assume that every round is against Donk with an AK-47. Now, we can contrast that as well, because Shiro's having a very, very good event. But one thing about Shiro, as we've talked about frequently, is his lack of aggression, lack of like stepping into fights and making round-changing plays like when it's called upon. That last round that they ended up winning to close out this map, he had the AWP, and they had one AK-47 on Donk that got killed underneath the window. But Shiro was the last one to play. While all of his teammates have pistols, Shiro with an AWP is a ramp waiting for everyone else to make the move that gives him the space. And that's the difference of feeding Donk an AK-47 that can win you a low buy round, and Shiro having that saved AWP, is you don't get the same level of aggression, you don't get the same level of trying to be the guy who can win a low buy round.
I was ready to rip on him, because I get it, like that you're supporting and stuff, but your three guys have pistols at this point.
I know, do something for me, bro.
You can't be flashing for them. Like, they have to, you know, like, how are they supposed to make a play? And in the end, they were fortunate how it turned out, and of course, he in the end, like, used the AWP and was able to clutch, so it sort of panned out, and we were idiots. But, you know, it's just like sometimes finding that middle ground, I think is all they're missing.
It's not, I don't think it's about like right or wrong or like idiots and smart. It's more just like that's the style that Shiro brings to the table. Like, that's just that's just what you have to learn how to play with in all of those scenarios, is that more passive mentality that he brings of supporting until he's in a moment where the AWP has to activate.
Well, let's do that. We talk about activating ops. Hold on, Yenko, I'll stop you right there, because Nuke on the other side of this. You know, talk about a Navi CT side.
I think we're also talking about Navi, their CT side being their better side this tournament, how that's a problem going up against Spirit. And you could see, right, like they weren't able to get more than 4 rounds on the CT side. T side, they had 7 rounds, which sounds great, but once you take into account they were 7-1 up, you wish they could have gotten a little bit more. So on Nuke it gets scary, because they've really struggled. You know, even against a team like NIP, we've seen struggles. So I think, unfortunately, this outside of something with like winning both pistols or anything along those lines is where Spirit has the upper hand.
And it makes sense they'd struggle on this map as well, with the complexity of the rotations between bomb sites and how different avenues are cut off to you depending on the tactic. But new players, new roles, you have a lot of people moving around. The protocols of how you shift and move around the map all change. I think the big thing I think on this map that's going to decide things in my mind for Spirit on the T side and Navi on the CT side is that kind of outside mini area, right? Makaze and Donk going head to head outside. Alexi, typically you see like a high skilled star player playing kind of mini to help guard door. They've always had Alexi there because he brings such a good collection of information and being able to kind of orchestrate the team on the CT side. But there's going to be some weaknesses there that Spirit can attack into.
And the problem is, and why they struggle on T side now, is like you can't necessarily play as fast on Nuke as you can do maybe on a Mirage or on some of the other maps.
Just execute into a bomb site.
You can only like do it on A, right? But that's also, if the other team has good protocols, it's hard to do, right? And for Makaze, that's where he has to sometimes play a little bit slower. That's where the mind games come in, which is something that's going to take time for him to get used to. So we have to wait and see what the approach is going to be for Navi.
Let's do just that. Gentlemen, thank you very much, obviously, for your thoughts.
Thank you, Trace.
No, thank you. Thank you. And thank you all for watching home. We're going to go to a quick break so we can come back, get this series back on the road. So far, so good for the Team Spirit camp. We look at Nuke ahead of us. Navi starting on that CT side. If we need it, we'll go all the way to Ancient on the backside of that. Either way, Navi looking for the bounce back. You're watching the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne 2025.
From humble beginnings in Hanover to greatness in Katowice, our journey is our legacy. as we arrive at what we thought was our peak, we instead discover a whole new chapter.
Right, then, left. That's the shot. Oh, got my keys. I'll cover you. Flashback. Oh my, what the Don't worry, Bob. I got your back.
Here at Face It, we try our hardest to get you the best POVs. Faceit.com/watch.
I'm down in the Intel 10 with Intel and Acer Predator, where there is a ton of activities going on. You can have your chance to play on one of the official tournament PCs of IEM, that is the Acer Predator Orion 7000. But I've spotted a very special guest. You just finished a signing session, Ikinda. How was that?
Feeling amazing. Honestly, we unfortunately had to cut the line a little bit, but man, crazy support. I felt like everybody was ecstatic after the game against MOUZ in quarterfinals, and honestly everybody came in and they're like, guys, you're playing amazing, everything is going to be in your future. So heartwarming, you know.
I'm not surprised you have so many fans out here in Cologne. One question for you, Ikinda. What's the craziest thing you signed this weekend?
Honestly, this time there was no really crazy things, but I feel like there was a couple liquid Ikinda jerseys that were bringing back the time a little bit, so that was a little bit surprising. But honestly, everybody came in like super nice and prepared.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Ikinda. I know there's a couple of fans waiting around for you, so I'll let you go on. If you guys want to get your opportunity to be experiencing some of the many activities down in the Intel tent, make sure you come down here right at the IEM Cologne 2025.
What a game we have, Cologne. Navi's new addition of Makazi comes in swinging to this semi-final. But that awoken donk, the Prince of Darkness, a heinous T-side with never-ending entries and an ace to top it all off. Spirit's machine keeps on rolling all the way to the finish line, leaving Navi behind in the dust. We head to Nuke. Navi's chance at redemption, but a map Spirit are more than comfortable on. If Navi want to finally end this nightmare, they have got to wake up.
That guy right there and the rest of Spirit, they feel they have a date with destiny. The team that every development has changed was geared to beat. They want a match vitality in the grand final. Will Navi be more than just a bump in the road? Cologne, the final is calling! Are you ready? Then let's find a finalist. Team Spirit, start to open up. They're going to be the pace setters. Let's see what they come in with.
No slow starts allowed for Navi. Back against the wall. Their map in Spirit's pocket and Spirit
go, yeah.
Ramp. Position taken, but just a means to end. Not committing lower, not chasing hell. Spirit reset. Shiro starts to make moves, but Makazi out in yard.
Zero'da Spirit'le maksimum round alış gerekiyor.
Comes at a cost.
Yeah, but Shiro, Makaz. Bu agresif iyi mi?
You don't want Makaze to start to get in his head. You want him playing his game, but that decision to cross outside has given a free kill to Team Spirit. And they're going to take that in their stride. They took ramp right off the top of the round. They've got a lot of map control here. 5v4. Chopper feels like every option is open.
Zamanukha bo'ladi, wonderful.
Donk on the push. They line up for wonderful.
Yeah, but shot.
That's a crazy turn in this pistol. A 5v4, all the control for Spirit. And this one kill on Shiro might be all they get. Considering the big takeaway from that opening map was in spite of Makaze's best efforts,
wonderful,
in spite of him putting up a fantastic game. The rest of Navi couldn't rise to the occasion in time. Shiro stopped and pistol secured for Navi.
Нормально oldu başlığı birinci kill.
We just can't ever get ahead of ourselves. 7-1 down with Spirit in that previous map. They pull it all the way back. They win an impossible force by round to close it out, to forbid overtime. Navi need their best game yet, and on a map where they've undergone some serious changes, a complete rehauling of positions on that CT side. Whereas Spirit, it's plug and play.
Deagle.
Magic's for
Bayağı kılıçtı böyle. 3-0 обеспечен NAVI 3. Bu round'ki. Ramp. Bit rampta.
Wonderful's here to stop the spillover. Spirit wanted to go quickly there. That kill will facilitate the push. Wonderful.
Yeah, bak. Yakaladım bunu. İşte gana var. İşte hem kapat.
Even though things started off well for Navi, they're immediately brought back down to earth. This is once more strong map control. Guns retrieved. Donk on an M4. Spirit come out of that ramp play now more armed than Navi.
Donk 100
There's a lot of tension all across the map.
Makaz olursa normal böyle.
With ramp going dark.
Korda.
Kazi looks to play for info, and that is going to give a very important swing kill away in the round. The advantage now lies with Spirit, and the picture gets no clearer for Navi as to where this round is ending up.
İma. Hakkı 5 kere.
Ima is their one and only hope. Already down at lower. He stayed down here from the very start of play. He rears his head, gets the better of Donk, needs a little bit more. Ima bringing Navi back in.
Алексей против Широ. Забатил. Еще один. Был еду. Хаешка. Бум. Зачастую orkastra olish kerak edi o'zi Shiro bor. Okey, pachka qo'ydi, почти hammani o'ldirdi. Normalniy bay bo'ladi.
And saving themselves from an awkward force by
Или
win
кулап
as
ekan,
well.
pachka qo'ygan bo'lsa ham odam o'ldirgan
That was
bo'lsa ham.
Spirit making something out of nothing. Important pickups here for EMA, even if he hunts that third, maybe unnecessarily. But a confident EMA is a good sign. Was not really a factor back on Mirage.
Хуёвый бай всё равно.
Spirit buy up.
Ладно.
Well, they lack in util. Donk wants to make up with firepower. Moving
Secret
outside to start the round, and Makazi crosses straight away. It seems like this
that
was so prevalent on Mirage looks to continue.
Heaven'dan блядь,
Spirit want to make it down secret. They've got to get through him.
Killer kebab oynaydi.
Caught out of position the last few rounds as Makazi.
Donk'ta kalash.
So finally a chance to play on his terms with this
Makaz.
cross.
Bir kill бериш керек, скорее всего.
You don't want him feeling kind of uncomfortable.
Китаец.
To open up this second map, Makazi mollied and dealt with out in the yard. EMA offers up some resistance, trying to keep Na'Vi in this round. And there is this reaction, this knee-jerk from Na'Vi to pull players away from ramp, go and reinforce this hell control, try and deny Spirit a yard cross. They seem content with the idea that no one made it down, so Wonderful and Beers is often headed together over here at ramp. Is that where Spirit want to head?
A-side'de beri vardı,
to go in
gördüğüm.
all of these rounds so far.
Yok, benim hatta Alex bir gün çıkardı. Eli kim?
Is this their first
Daha
departure
Alex'i.
from these B plays?
Important drop in there. Alexi with
Avazını değişti, скорее всего, Budke'ye çıkanını.
20 seconds for Spirit on
Yok,
this hit.
çıkmam
They've
der.
got nothing to supplement it. They've just got to go in and get those fights.
17 sekund, 16 sekund, 15. Donk, pas kaçtı. Bizde. 3-0.
And Na'Vi hold strong. Not getting ahead of themselves, staying focused. 3-0 up.
Tornoro bo'ladi уже.
I mean, if they're able to keep this up, if they're able to kind of slow Donk's roll, not let him get onto these multi-kill streaks, that's how both the rounds have gone for him now. Kind of getting one, that instantaneous trade. EMA proving to be a bit of a nuisance as well to Donk now on both maps.
Yeah, when Donk gets a one-kill round, you're happy if you're not.
Bitta Galil, tek 9'da. Uchinchi katga bo'lishga nima qilmoqchiman? Bo'la, qo'y to'l qilmoqchiman. Dalchoq to'lqdim. Secret o'tmoqchi. O'tsang o'tib ket, o'tmasang qaytib ket.
Silent. Spirit creep down.
Team that kind of have the biggest weapon, the biggest sword in counter-striking.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bechora. 4 yeb olak vardı ya.
But they let him off the leash a little bit. They run him in through lower. Wonderful trying to reel them in. And it's facilitated this drop down through the vent.
Что вент? Ой. Хоч.
Chopper not able to deal with
it.
NAVI
Donk.
right here, ready to collapse on this B
Ver,
play.
yok.
Donk only good for one
Torun
again. And it's together that Na'Vi are winning these rounds.
That's shocking they win that round. They had no idea 5 players made it down, right? The lack
Time
of
out.
communication on the possibility. They all sneak. Bit breaks the door. He meets 5 players on the corner. Looks frustrated. But despite that, not being able to hold it. Shiro in the vent with the P250, not the gun for the job. And Na'Vi Flood, a very difficult point of rotation. But overwhelming Spirit and disallowing a bomb plant as well. Hasty rotation for Na'Vi pays off.
Жесткий oyun bu Attilay. Zacherski.
Orbs come out of plenty here into the 5th round. Best buy yet for Team Spirit.
Saw the effect of Wonderful finding his form right at the end of Mirage had for Na'Vi. It was nearly enough to keep them in that game. He had the heroic 3K on his AWP after a string of misses. Far more convincing start here, and now wielding the AWP. You want Wonderful putting his best foot forward. He's going to shuffle out of position. That's because Na'Vi have two players close by out in the yard, even given a free chance to fight, and it's Donk he catches out in the open.
Crossing from Seeker and not expecting that. Shiro had the cover on wide. And now he needs to get something from this AWP. He needs to respond, or this will be Na'Vi streaking a 5-round first half, a bare minimum. Ima's disappeared completely. Back to ramp. Able to rotate and assist on this top site. Wonderful gives it a go. Might have that orb head to head again.
There's Wonderful going from strength to strength. Shiro will stop him. Turning this to any type of steamroll out in the yard. Bomb joins up with Shiro. Kill for Mikaze. Deals with this flank in through the lobby.
Just no time.
Only 20 seconds left, yeah.
Can't really attempt a heaven wrap. It's going to be so late in the day. Nontex is shifting.
Combat save.
He'll have a look, but I mean, getting the kill and getting a plant, impossibility at this point in the round. Even with that, it doesn't open up much. 7 seconds, this one's done.
I mean, I think there's already a lot of promising signs here for this Na'Vi squad. See if Zontix can catch anyone on the way out through the door. It's one extra kill there, inflicting a bit of damage. But still, all the rounds belonging to Na'Vi. Promising signs is that on that last map we said Mikaze coming close to numbers that, like the best numbers JL had ever put up in a victory versus Spirit.
Donc охуенный тайминг шел тем более бит тоже.
We're letting him down a little bit. Well, here, far better showing from Wonderful to open up. Ema countering Donk in like 3 of these rounds now, stopping him shy of going on multi-kills. This is the Na'Vi you wanted to see back on Mirage. Wonderful, really taking some liberties on this orb. A wide swing seals Shiro's fate at the opener of this round. The orb finds its way into Donk's hand.
I like it. Still very strong on this weapon, but there's no kills available. Look at the minimap. Na'Vi shrink. Mikaze plays Jiggle on lower. Shiro, oh sorry, Wonderful reinforces ramp. There's no way in right now for Spirit. What are they to do?
Оставайся от рампы, да, бля.
In tandem. Nothing wrong with going for information at this point in the round. Spirit have been very quiet. Chopper faking out the door as his team roam outside. He needs to be cognizant of this orb, who's now found 2 kills. Wonderful, 9 and 3. Absolutely finding impact in this second map. While Spirit are trying to be quiet outside, it's obvious to Na'Vi the only position they do not occupy is where Spirit sits. 30 seconds. Are we really saving again? Spirit just can't kick these rounds off. And Na'Vi will not play ball. They get an entry. They disappear into the mist.
Так, hozir 7-0 bo'ladi. 7-1 bo'ladi. 7-5 bo'ladi. Desetkani olishadi. 7-7. Ssenariy yozib beraman-da hozir просто bularga. Miraj shunaqa bo'ldi.
Yeah, MOUZ and Vitality essentially, right? Just kind of beating up on Spirit on this map. So there are lessons to learn, things you can try and pull from that if you're Na'Vi.
Yeah, that's how it feels.
That's not how you want Donk to be sitting. That's not the
Balla tiltda.
Far cry from the guy you just saw on map 1. He feels like this game is getting away from them very, very quickly, and it's how dominant, how one-sided these rounds have felt that's concerning.
We had a similar scoreline on Mirage, right? It was a 7-1 lead, but these rounds do definitely feel like Spirit can't even get started. They can't even get their opening kill, can't get position to win the round. Na'Vi not giving them an inch here for Spirit to run away with. Wonderful, a new position. Donk desperately looking for his entry. The flash will force Wonderful back. Chopper taking space off of that, but that jump gives it away. Wonderful should hear a player up close, and as Spirit try to bait for him, Chopper climbs the rafters. This has got to be a call. This has got to be considered.
So loud in this, right? I wonder if this is some type of bait, because Chopper fading the jump up.
And his team are moving in off of ramp. Bit occupied in the meantime. Got to be careful. Converts his spray. Now Chopper activates. Where's the AWP disappeared to? Wonderful can still stem the bleeding.
The ideal fight on this AWP. One shot misses. Chopper suddenly has room. Even the decision to pull that molly lets Chopper have room to cross away from the AWP. He gets spotted by this back garage player, but Chopper's just wasting time here. That bomb is already down the ramp, and Chopper even escaped. He's going to link up with the rest of his team.
But that B player, that fast rotation, that point of contact is onto Ema. He's been a rock down lower. That molly not spreading too deep. He's still got an angle. Shoots out their feet from beneath. McCarthy on the donk, another head-to-head wins out in his favor, and even though he missed getting hunted, he realizes not in time to stop Shiro. 2-on-3 now. Spirit trying to drag around out of nowhere as Navi group up.
NAVI forması buldu.
Being outside of these double doors, it's something Navi will have to deal with. Some combat AWPing required from Shiro here as Navi plays crazy lineup out of Chopper. Clash of the AWPs now, but only one of them gets to don the big green. What's Wonderful's move? What's his play? Two decisions in front of him. Does he go for the bomb or look for the kill? He's going to try to stick this. Shiro can't find him.
He's there.
To keep this game flawless.
Into the fuse.
Another robbery from Navi.
Shiro.
And it comes off of the AWPer. It may have felt like he let them down towards the tail end of Mirage, but he's lifting them up here to start nuke. Impactful opening kills. He closes a clutch.
Так, постановили больше
And Spirit kicking themselves right now. That was their best chance yet. What more do they need?
For a guy, you know, we've talked a lot about his swings and misses in It's never taking the shot that he finds success. That is a real rough way for Spirit to lose that.
Navi looks so calm as well, so dialed in, like no over celebrations, no crazy.
Well, I mean, you imagine after that 7-1 lead disintegrates before their very eyes on Mirage. They know there's no getting ahead of yourselves here. You don't celebrate, you don't smile, you don't give them an inch.
And they refuse to. Donk dead first. And Wonderful still with the option to get more. The double scope eludes him for a second, and that gives Chopper a trade. This is not bad for Spirit, given how this game has gone so far, but they need to jump off of this lead. 4-on-4 and deep control towards the score.
Good speed on this reaction as well, recognizing what's happened now. As they move into the lobby, Zontix is here to watch for this reaction. Saying, you know, these kind of mid-round moves, like losing outside on you, going in with lobby aggro, these have become predictable. That's why Zontix here, but he's going to get caught on a very rough timing, and Alexi with a huge pickup. That's the lobby lurk gone, and that kind of emboldens Alexi to come back out into this top site. Is that a decision they'll come to regret? Mikaze here to keep things clean for Navi, and Ema is ready to pounce. Shiro with one, Chopper holds that ladder.
BALLA YouTuber.
And Spirit might get on the board in a 7-1 scoreline again, just like on Mirage.
Oh, we've been here before, haven't we? Is that the way in?
Gitti 5 geçer fazla uğraşsa. Vallahi pizza böyle.
And despite a good read of the situation,
Neye speed tutkuzu da çünkü Ferul'la da oynamattı. Brad Wonderful bot spela yaptı.
Comfortably in this 2-on-1.
It's going to give it a go
because why the hell
not?
Neither of them are
looking. Oh, no one's looking at heaven.
Nice, YouTuber.
Chopper just barely skin of his teeth moment. Gets that one back for Team Spirit.
That's terrifying. I mean, he really had a chance to win that round. Chopper almost with the spray.
Oh, that was building us something.
Shift qo'yib olsa, birinchidan eshitadi qattaga o'tganida, qizchalik qo'yishga ulguradi, birat.
Chopper was up there with him in the rafters. If anything, it's the fact he isn't immediately fought on the swing. I think that sells bit on a bit of a false sense of security. Spirit are on the board. NAVI with attack pause at 7-1. It was in this lead last time that the game started getting away from NAVI.
Yeah, Spirit went on to get 4 in a
Azin ko'proq vaqt bo'lganda chapga qarab past o'ldirsa bo'ladi.
Took the lead, broke the money, got broken back themselves and still won it.
Yo, pastdan ham eshitadi-yu, side, outside, bu side tegida-yu, tepasida. Easy eshitadi, brat. Hacha vaqti bo'lgan ekan, bile. Shoshildi, bit shoshildi.
Terrifying 2v1. But whatever gets you there, say Spirit.
I think you can tell when you look at Spirit in these cameras right now, every round
NAVI
feels
shuncha round
losable,
olgan
and
bo'lsa
that's
ham,
not
pulliga
something
yeban
you
oldi.
usually put
Agar
to
bu
the
round
name
bersa
of the
7-3
Spirit squad.
easy bo'ladi.
Shell shocked, that's for sure. Can Donk do anything in this T side? He's been getting caught on awkward timings, picked by the AWP.
Oh, wonderful tepada.
Chopper and Shiro that have felt like the force to be reckoned with, which is a wild statement. Donk again, brought down low on his attempt to cross out in the yard, and as is often the case, IEM's going to begin this little creep down towards lower, trying to get ahead of Team Spirit.
And he's not alone this time. It feels predictable for NAVI. They're making a great read to put 2 players in this B-bomb site. If Bit can bait for IEM,
But lucky bo'lish kerak hozir
they
bo'lsa,
have
bor
the
ikkalasini
numbers, they have the
o'ldirishga.
read. NAVI, now it's all in the execution.
Qara timing, yebanli timing.
Donk caught with nades pulled out in no man's land, and there's the re-swing from Bit. Clinical as ever.
Такой же тайминг ловит, я вахую его ролик,
And that sends Spirit away from B, away from the stack, and maybe into another one of these saves. NAVI do not want to repeat Mirage.
Dong needs to stop pulling nades. He needs to be forbidden from utility right now because his team can't cover him. He's getting caught off guard. These timings are so unfortunate. It's really a nightmare game for Donk right now.
This is wild routing from Chopper. He's managed to get past the wonderful AWP. He might even find him on this climb up into heaven. No scope in. Chopper? Is he really going for this? Sontics with a bit more back. Alexi left is the only man in the site, but they're ready to come up the vent. Chopper now realizes this is too far gone. He shouldn't be here. And so he'll get out. He'll save this AWP. At least he'll try to. Bit goes looking for him. That AWP gets out. Spirit do what they can to keep NAVI nervous, but they don't crumble.
The headlines will read Donk on this T side. Pulled a smoker red, caught by IEM, pulled a molly down lower. The same.
Long headline.
Donk maksimalni timinglan o'shyapti lekin, prям maksimum.
If Spirit stand a chance on their map pick, Donk has got to get going now.
Yeah.
And the team game for NAVI,
NAVI
everyone performing when called upon.
And this is what was missing on that previous map. Makaze no longer the one-man army for NAVI. Wonderful, even eluding capture from this AWP.
Yeah, no AWP needed for him. He still picks a player outside and lives to tell the tale. Doesn't need to refight this. My swing with Bit. They've got 2 players in high-low positions. Spirit getting closer and closer. Bit feeds them a kill.
A little awkward. It's given one away. It's also conceded room here for a heaven wrap, for a play in towards ramp. You see NAVI kind of adjusting this setup for that exact contingency. They expect Spirit to take this space in their stride, but you can't lose IEM at ramp, and you have to hope that Wonderful can hold on to this heaven wrap round. Either one of those players fall, and this round opens up again for Team Spirit. It's all eyes on IEM. First shot lands. He's only good for one. That's the pathway open. Chopper and Shiro again trying to recover around for Spirit.
Molly buys time for the plant. They're going to stick it down. Wonderful goes for the double door side. And he can do nothing about this bomb.
Wonderful. They
need to pick their positions and pick wisely.
Капитан против капитана. Авик против Авика.
Tries to cover.
Интересно.
A gamble that looks like it might just pay off here for Team Spirit. Unorthodox post-plant positions. Kit on Wonderful, stuck in double door, making steps, buying time for Alexi, who catches Chopper. Shiro 1v2, known to be cold in the clutch, but he's got to be quick to stop this, find that first shot. Alexi says no, and Navi pick it up again.
Dålig sekundkontroll.
9-1.
Ах, хуеть. Не ведет.
A huge degree of comfort playing at the extremities of that timer. No margin for error on that retake. Alexi handed the freebie, and that's the red carpet rolled out.
And to talk about Zwei for a second here, because he's having a rough one, even worse than Mirage. I don't even think it's about the stage. He's never played Nuke, Harry. He had 3 games logged on Nuke in his career in official matches coming into this tournament. This is his 6th. His previous team insta-banned him. So he is looking very uncomfortable playing against one of the best Nuke teams, or some of the best teams in the world on Nuke across this tournament. He's looked very uncomfortable on this map. It's not going to get better.
İki round olmuş gerisi. Hadi iki round olmuş gerisi. Olsam все, pizda bo'ladi. Yoki comeback qiladi. Ну, блядь, comeback qilish tabiiy qiyin lekin.
And to his detriment, flashes out in a fast topside here. Here's the pace change for Spirit. A pace that Navi
Jahli chiqdi lekin, ko'rdi Donk.
Finally a multi-kill.
Что нахуй творится, бля? Бит, 3-1.
Bit arrives up in heaven for now. Spirit are separated, they're split up, and it's on that swing that Shiro cancels him out.
Frustrating round for Spirit, having enough of these slow crawls, of letting Navi rotate, of letting them fall back in advantages. Spirit just throw themselves round the corner. That's more like it, but it's such a shame to come to that realization so late in the half. They have one more round to play, a round they require. Donk double entry is nice, but is that all they've got? Strong flashes. Navi are broken. A testament to how some of these rounds have come relatively close. The exit Spirit having impact, but doing more with less is bit. Forces that kill and lobby completely cleared out now as Zontix goes down.
Bitti eşi, bitti vodka. Onu iki bo'ladi. Wonderful Ivy
tagging the Molotov, the drop down from main roof at his way. This is all info for Navi. It's letting Alexi have a far better picture as to how this round will play out. We once more have that double rotate down lower for Navi. It was enough to beat Spirit last time. Can it get them on a double digits? Wonderful, they're going to be real close here. This storm up close and personal, only good for one.
İman okuyayım ya.
IEM did not play out from the single door. He lies in wait in the bomb site itself. He's so often been able to beat Donk in these head-to-heads. He has no business winning that one. This is double digits on a platter for Navi. Spirit's rookie. And
12. Comeback tutamaz endi Spirit'ten.
They level up from Mirage. Double digits for Navi. They want more game played.
İkinci karttan koramaz değil. Bana fikrim bu iş. Ya zevkmedik mi?
A pitiful T-side on Nuke from Team Spirit puts NAVI in pole position to steal this map away and takes the distance on this stage. Spirit goes silent after a dominant recovery on that previous map. Where are the stars of Team Spirit? For NAVI, it's a systematic breakdown, everyone pulling their weight. Victory in sight.
Onike, comeback, go.
Just a very slow and timid looking T-side for Team Spirit. Playing in the vent. Knife pulled. Cheeky way to try and open. For the best aimer in the server, is that where you want him? Makaze could play right into his hands here, but they've dodged it. Meanwhile, out in the yard. The bomb. They made it down. Donk's down here too. Donk's down here too. He's all the way over at Silver, he's repositioned. Emer has threaded the gap, and now he learns about Donk.
Timing boyunca
One thing
koştuk,
we
iyi
saw
maç
throughout
oldu.
that
Ah
first half was whenever Emer and Donk went head-to-head, Emer had his number.
Go back up.
Bits even opened up this back door with a kill now. The only other guy at A waits back in spawn, and that's Donk's pistol.
Охуеть timing oldu lekin zarar. Zontix. Bunu bak attı botta.
Zontix, those are awkward misses, really awkward misses, and they're going to start to count. Chased down by Bit. Chopper so far away. And NAVI, this pistol held the promise of a third map if they could pick it up. If they can just remove this final player and they swing in together.
Это ГГ, ребят. Это ГГ.
Just beautiful round. Everything that had to happen did. Bit getting that upper kill onto Zwei, forcing Donk back up the vent as Ema does not rush his position. And Donk misses. Just the worst timing on that vent. Disaster strikes for Spirit, and NAVI steal this pistol away. What a response after losing Mirage in a harrowing fashion. Spirit already thinking about that third map.
Starts out here in the yard, tucked in this little cubby. That was the attempt at the clear. Shooting ahead of time, but still coming in waves. And
Okay, main smoke miss bo'lgan lekin kallasini to'xtatib qo'ygan.
Donk denied another multi-kill roll, and I mean that's felt like such an important thing here for NAVI. No good deed going unpunished for Donk. Anytime he gets one, it feels like that trade is instantaneous. NAVI have been very switched on in that regard. And this kind of fearful T-side that left Spirit in such dire straits rest on a force-buy round win. Down to this 2v2. Alexi and Wonderful move in through main.
Pas çıktı. And Jiro didn't want to jump the gun. That allows NAVI down B.
Ah, yeah.
Spirit setting up for a top hit. NAVI
pull out their trap card, escape into lower. O'ldirib qo'yishyapti, timinglarni yo'qotdi. Boshlayana birat. Shiro o'ldi.
And with the bomb going down, this kill should cement it. Wonderful mistiming. Recovers well. And this is it for Spirit. Zontix should just save. There is no winning this round.
I mean, at this point, you're 2-11 down. You're kind of clutching at straws for anything you can get. They're going to send Zontix in, see if he can get away with anything, but it's a high-low setup. What's Zontix supposed to do? Wonderful doesn't overstep. They wait for Alexi to take the contact. There's no way back into that for
Это будет ГГ, chunki force qilishgan.
10 chances to set the record straight.
Just been a clinical game for NAVI where you feel like they've made no mistakes. And yes, Spirit have had some weird T-side in this map, sneaking around, shifting everywhere, getting caught with nades. A very uncharacteristic game from Spirit with no confidence shown. But NAVI have also capitalized on every single error.
NAVI have also kind of taught them in these first few rounds already of the limited T-side we're going to get to see. You know, you can be sneaky, you can be stealthy, you can outposition your opponents. And you can do it with a bit more pace, a bit more confidence behind these plays. Think about how guys like IEM have been rewarded on positioning alone. Another round where he's making a hyper-aggressive move all the way out through the hut. It will get punished.
Unaqa demeyle bir iki comeback şundan boşanan demeyle iltimas. 12 bulat demeyle iltimaslar.
Maybe a 2v5, different story. Spirit picked them apart. 5 alive out of nowhere, but I'm not buying low, selling high. NAVI have 9 map points.
Having such a lead gives you a bit more freedom. You see Chopper trying to
Legiozı команда Team Spirit развода тактика yokken NAVI шучарик ушли мы до мировой матчевой. Просто не ведет, а было все ГГ. ГГ, баллар, ГГ. Ой, Донг жив, но ГГ больше кере. Вот я миттахая кере.
And he might have torn away any hope of a comeback with it. Dead on that heavens, but the AT get picked up. More bodies thrown at the problem. More bodies putting caskets. NAVI losing their hold of this fight. And Alexi will fall. There's the retake. It lands successfully for Team Spirit. Bits heroics are not enough.
Damn good try though, pulling things out that we never even saw Spirit attempt. It was too stringent in that T side, so NAVI were able to put a little bit loose. We've got Emo walking outdoor, we've got Bit coming out of the hut. Players making individual moves, trusting in their aim, trusting in their team to back it up. And sure, Spirit save it again. But it's such a long way from being a conversation.
Something that's felt refreshing for NAVI in all of these games, and you wonder if this is kind of a symptom of them bringing a new player into the lineup. Is the kind of perceived bit of extra freedom some of these guys get.
Spirit maksimum 1208 geçem. Nima qolsa?
You saw a Mirage Makazi getting set up and
comeback
just on his own timing.
12 bo'lish kerak bo'ladi.
It's been very cool to see. Now here it's Donk in the yard.
Oh, zajim охуенный, бля. Yana hech berishmadi bunga.
Just shy of it. The 4 ain't bad for Donk.
Aka ko'chada edim. Tak, assalomu alaykum aka, yaxshimisiz? Ishlaringiz yaxshimi? Boshlab oldingiz bilaman. Da, normalno. Yaxshi
Look, it's a great display, but it teaches me nothing I don't already know. Yes, Donk's got it.
Bo'ldi, brat.
And at least Spirit can laugh it
Donk
off.
zajimi, lekin pizdes deb bor. Spray
The
control bilan
freeing
zajimi.
feeling of being up against match point. The pressure is on NAVI to close, but 7 more.
Donk just wrote to them, thank you guys for that little push out in the yard. He does like interacting with his opponents.
Look, it makes
I mean, everyone's aware of it, right? Like Donk
Bitta round qoldi,
was
Bitta
missing in
round,
that first
bratlarim.
half. That's what the that's what the headlines will read. Donk was nowhere to be found. Couldn't get it going, but
Shiro bitta oldirdi, okay.
Online,
Voy,
certainly
dala.
feeling like he'd open up this second half.
Bilan kontrakt bormi такой? Между командой. Gol top qilamiz, lekin top yetkazamiz degan kontraktlik bormi bilan bilmayman.
In this 3-on-5 now. They've lost the yard fights, they've lost that yard space. And they're pinned in back at the lobby. The T-roof climb for Alexi. But he's not looking to throw in any util here. They might try and move in silence with the element of surprise is kind of the one thing that could look to bail them out, but the options are sparse. You have no control all across the map. You're stuck here waiting and hoping that Spirit overextend and give you a reason to go for this 3-on-5. And right as they take their eyes off of lobby, Shiro takes a deep line. This is feeling like the save for NAVI.
Yeah. Not a bad call here. You saw Spirit in these situations make the same play. It's at least showing some respect for their opponent from NAVI, knowing that Spirit can do this, and hell, they have done this already in this tournament. We saw them against Aurora in the group stages, 9-3 down after 3 rounds on the T side of Nuke. They won that map, dropping just a single round in the second half, 10-1 back. So their CT side of Nuke at least proven battle-hardened at Cologne. But just to do it against this NAVI, who looked as lights out as they did, who took them all the way on Mirage.
Process. Вверх процесс.
It's a hard sell right now, 12-6.
Burada NAVI'de keyingi round lose bonus normalniy bo'ladi. Ну, полный bay qila olmaydi lekin bu round nodam qilmasa.
Glass half full or glass half empty
type
of person.
Yeah, but Cologne'ga qo'lda dars chiqdi. Inada bo'lsa dars agresivность.
Trying to really force that man advantage. He'll go down, and that rifle lost out in the doors.
Uni ketdi bo'ladimi?
Saved weapons.
Bit.
Now it finds its way in
Shiro.
the hands of Spirit should they want it. You see Chopper's actually trying to pick it up. Shiro extends this advantage even further with his AWP, and piece by piece these saved guns are being removed from play.
Yeah, if the safe and permanently.
I think they can go and retrieve another one of them. They can't. Chopper
Ramp
picked it up,
okay.
juggled it out of there. He knows it's a prized possession.
Shiro nahquy
on the ramp side, but Shiro
nearby,
ready to lend a helping hand.
Pachka qo'yish kerak emas lekin. Pachka qo'yish normalniy bay bo'ladi. Wonderful Alexey.
They're not confirmed on numbers. Chopper's still waiting for a loader right now. It does mean that no one's going to play early and Spirit can group in a 4v2 retake, but it allows NAVI to take positions that enable multi-kills. Wonderful, down and lower, dodging the flash. And trying to figure out where Spirit are going. He's afforded a flank here. Alexei's just got to buy time. Wonderful won't commit. He wants to fight with his captain as Spirit come in 4v2.
He's trying to get at the window to cover Alexei, but he won't get there in time. Now they know where Wonderful is.
Pachka qo'y normalniy bay bo'lish kerak bo'ladi endi.
Don't give him the room to play that post plant out at the double doors.
Really is a tense game right now. 12-2 down. Spirit get 5 in a row. And you can feel that for NAVI, the desperation to end this game.
I mean, every bone in your body told you they would have done it by now. They had 10 chances to walk this one over the line. That number now reduced to 5. It's been halved. And that's one of the closer attempts they've had on this 5 rounds.
Bay roundda bu nima qilish uchun. O'zi undagi eko bo'ladi yana.
Full wall here, back to something more standard. Big cracks.
That is a huge opening. There's one thing you want to be able to rely on bit on, it's headshots in these long-range fights. He matches up against Donk in that head-to-head and knocks him out of the round.
Well, Chopper's taking matters into his own hands, but they run right past, they run right into the garage. The rest of NAVI creeping down lower. Does Spirit believe in this play? Shiro shut down a lurker.
Какой тут интригу держит, бля. Уж секрет. Турге уч.
He's not overplaying this though. He's very much aware of the chance that players could have crossed. As Zontix won't offer up a kill for free, he's going to tuck himself in. He's the alarm system, the first warning of a B-side take. You want one from Zontix, and he will deliver it.
Bit wonderful. Round olishga kerak lekin. Скорее всего, round oladi.
Grind their way into this 2-on-3 post plant.
Double vent announced.
NAVI believe that if anyone could do it, it's these two. With the game they're having, another reposition out into the double doors. Shiro holds onto the flank. Wonderful has been here before. Couldn't walk the walk in the clutch last time. And he gets beat again. Right onto his position. A homing missile.
Nima bo'lyapti bu yerda? Nima bo'lyapti?
20 kills at the tail end of that round.
Yeah, Shiro's had a very strong Cologne, and in Donk's absence here on this second map, he's showing up in a massive way. Saving it with a 3K on the retake. And Spirit sit 4 rounds away.
Libanot move qildi lekin yugurib borib, ko'chadan yugurib Зачем? Просто sekin o't 5 ga to'g'risida, suka, я в ахуе просто.
These games come at you quick. These comebacks happen fast.
208. Boya aytgan narsam, 8gacha yetib olsa, qolgani overtime'ga chiqish kerak edi.
NAVI as well is even though they're on the back foot in these post plants, they are getting to winnable positions, right? Think about it. They've had like the double doors post plant position, which is kind of the best spot to be in every one of these B takes, and it hasn't amounted to anything. They might not be, you know, the cleanest odds, the best margins for you at the end, but you know you can win those rounds, and you failed to do so. This gap is continuing to close.
Agar hozir NAVI patchka qo'yib,
10
yo patch qo'ya olmasa, keyin grand puliga bo'lmaydi. Patchka qo'yib yutqizsa puli bo'ladi. Bля, bitta round olish kerak faqat. Bitta. 3-karta uchun. O'zi 3-smoke nimaga? Tushunmadim lekin.
A weird wall that implies pathing round to hell here for
intriga
NAVI.
bo'ldi lekin shunday такой intriga.
Spirit don't bite.
Либо pan, либо пропан bo'ladi.
Chopper plays lower, weak top sight. NAVI walk ramp.
After all this silence, it's something explosive, looking for ramp control. Delay on the molly doesn't come back to hold bit. Shiro was right there. That could have been prime time to punish. But an early double lower rotate out of Spirit. They're ready for this exact play. This is the read that Chopper had. He's put 2 of his down here already. Sontic holds the line with a double. Keeps this in a 3-on-3. This is the best chance NAVI have had. They've got this lower side. They have Makazi lurking out through Secret. But Donk, weather ahead.
Ебать. Кики.
Moment. And as Makazi's scrambling, as he's trying to get into the site to help Bit, that's giving the sound cue. They know he's bypassed this vent player.
Oh,
so he's been allowed to close the gap as a result.
Yep. Блядь, охуеть. Эко. Сука. А, yengi oyuncu. Jail ornage. Жвачка izba. 12-1'da comeback başlandı.
And Zontix holds valiantly with a double kill. He may be bottom of the server.
NAVI 12.
But he stops NAVI in their tracks.
Ha? Spirit 1'dı. Oz 9'u
Leaving
çıktı уже.
footprints behind them, Spirit follow in their path on this CT side. 3 rounds is all it takes to open this game back up.
And with the gap having closed so much, the toolkit available to Alexi, the depths he's willing to go to in these calls, well, he feels like he's lost a lot of that freedom. I don't feel like we're going to get one of these like high-paced rounds. That was how Spirit broke through. That was how they got one of their rounds in that first half. You feel like you have to play slow. You don't want to be missing these opportunities.
A little bit looser here. That nade on the smoke. Hope Spirit are ready for it. No one with their eyes on main. Huge kill outside. NAVI have to buy a few seconds for this position. Bit needs to get closer. Forced on the smoke. Wonderful gives it to Donk.
That's the bomb trapped on Alexi as well.
It's all about Bit.
His teammates scaling up towards heaven really have to be the difference makers here, and they lose Bit. But this could work in their favor. Makazi is an unknown quantity. They're holding it. Makazi quick on the trigger. Is he ready for Donk? Tucked in under the sight.
Oh,
look at his kill.
Yeah, boy.
It's a blinder. Heaven sent is this guy.
Блядь.
Will Makazi be the X factor that closes this for NAVI? That's why they added this guy.
O'ladim menimcha.
Up on the line.
Miss.
Just misses.
Timing.
For the scale. Flick back up.
Чё нахуй? Раунд.
This is his moment. The one man that could break through. A staggering comeback from Spirit.
До конца ты вклеим екен.
This defuse being held. Makazi counting down.
Top bo'lmadi bolalar, zo'r.
In this bizarro world, NAVI's kryptonite is
Üçüncü
making
kartı
them
koyarmış.
stronger. They take this series
NAVI
to a third, all the way to
Yo.
Ancient.
Miraj aldı. Easy win da. Makas halqı berdi hozirgi raundini. Так нормально камера пошла туда булевара. Спирит, да.
Slowly. Good. Don't see ramp. Ramp here. I'm for ramp.
Just holding. They will extend down most likely. But now maybe go underhand. Stay down,
Monkey is stun is your hold.
Zone takes alive.
Yes. Down B1.
Be down.
Maybe.
Nice.
One planted. Boss planted. Pura finisher.
No.
Where?
He was slide.
He was shifting.
والله ما سيجي بار كلي تشيك بيني خاطر. بو.
Didn't.
Nice! Someone controls the logo now.
I have door.
I don't see hot.
I'll check.
Hot one. I'm playing
Molly cut. I'm molly cut. Door out. You have to have. I'm strafing. Let's go.
Hot one.
Took out. Down door. Jump down.
Last hold face we main.
Nice, boy!
Where is gun?
Not flash.
One more. I see go. Two more. Push it double.
Double. I'm in light, boys.
Are they going?
No.
I'm doing
No,
chaos.
but they are
It was double, guys.
They found the hand.
I think I'm single.
broken.
I'm single.
Single dead.
Coming out.
I'm holding windows.
Double
I'm
one.
windows. I'm
Double
windows. I'm
Not
double
coming.
for you.
Not coming.
Behind me. Behind me.
West
Double.
me. Dead windows.
Double out.
Launch me!
Nice.
Nice, boys!
And we go the distance, we go for speed. Ancient is exactly what we're gonna need. Nuke comes to a conclusion in which you think, just maybe Spirit's got a little something in the tank here. They're working a little something, they're gonna Salt Bay right over the top of it, but no, that's not what happened. Jason and Yanko, guys, this was a hard fall.
Yeah, really hard fought. It probably feels like it shouldn't have even been that close considering the lead that NAVI had after the first half and then winning the pistol after that, but a good resurgence from Spirit. Probably, I don't know, like, it felt like the only like 7 rounds of, like, the first half was so rough for them. Donk was struggling to get anything going. Outside control for Navi's defense was looking really good, really solid. Wonderful Zop was there. The fact that Makaze had to actually close out this map is crazy to me. The fact that the rookies called upon to deliver that.
Yeah, they had a couple of winnable ones before that on B, but it seemed like Spirit was stepping up in those retakes. But man, just the stubbornness of Spirit in that first half, just to continue playing slow and try to do things on yard, right? It's not even about yard, it's just be a little bit more aggressive outside, do something, because for the first time when they switched it up in, I think it was round 11 or something along those lines, when they did an A-pop, they won a round, right? And you're like, wow, if you only did this 5 rounds before, because all Navi was doing was just focusing outside, try to slow down Donk, and slow down Donk they did.
And a tempo change, just throwing that right in there, that sometimes is the answer. Obviously, there were instances too where we saw Spirit getting their way, getting into positions and not really capitalizing, or look like a little lost in the moment. I mean, examples of the bomb site in the lower.
I think it has to do a lot with what Yanko just mentioned about Spirit playing relatively slow. I think it gave a lot of time for Navi to rotate, to read. They weren't under, they never really seemed all that harassed. They never seemed panicked. I think Spirit just really struggled to get that defense moving in the first half at all. And a lot of that comes down to Donk not being effective on openings, Donk not being effective in the initial plays that in the usual plays that we see him make. So Navi got plenty of freedom to move around the map and be prepared for what was coming and play some solid post plans.
Yeah, I think the problem was also for Spirit, right? They forced the second round close to winning it, but they get the bomb down. So they buy again looking for the reset, and a couple of those early rounds, obviously it's not an ideal buy. So you can't move necessarily Navi with utility. You're trying to go outside, but that's also where Navi is focusing. You're losing out on those trades, and if you lose out on a trade, or you don't get enough space after that early fight, you don't have enough utility to, you know, fake A and go ramp or go back outside with the smokes or into secret with the smokes, right? And that made it easy for Navi to sort of move on the map. They re-clear yard. Oh, no one's yard. Okay, let's go towards ramp. Oh, nothing's happening. We're in position for the A hit when it comes and we clean up.
Yeah, that's pretty much Navi's bread and butter, right? Reading the game, playing smart rotations, having good protocols of where you shift after things, and I think they nailed it to pretty close to perfection for the majority of that game.
Which is an amazing feat, especially considering what we got map 1. Like, the contrast just continues to happen. Let's take a look at round 6 real quick, gentlemen. What do we got?
This is how Slow Spirit was playing, right? So look at Wonderful. He's outside with the op. He's going to find the entry onto Shiro. There's 140 left. Minute later, Wonderful is all the way in radio, killing the guy in lobby.
Who's the second kill of the round as well. Nothing else has
happened. Look at where the Spirit players are. They didn't take secret, they didn't do anything, and now they're going to save. Like, I can also tell you, I mean, sure, they might be used to playing like this a little bit more, but if you're a player and you just lost a round like this and you're 5-0 down, you're not feeling very... You don't feel like there's a high chance of you coming back into this game, do you?
Good.
And I think you're exactly right on that, because I think Donk, more than anyone, was probably extremely tilted in that first half. I think we saw him make some plays out of frustration at certain points. I think his game got away from him. I think he tilted a little bit out of the server in the first half and managed to bring it back. We know he's always going to get his, but really struggled on the T side. And I don't know, maybe it was the calling, maybe it's a bad game, maybe the calling was dictated by not having the success they're used to, but either way, that first half was really ugly from Spirit.
It took a multi-kill from Chopper to get their first round, right, Yanko?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, he was their, I think, highest rated player even at the end of this map, which is just mental. And listen, you know, you criticize the calling and stuff. I've been there where, okay, so we've been trying to do default, they've been stopping it. What do they expect us to do? Change it up, right? So we're not. We're going to try to be one step we're going to try to be one step ahead, right? But even then, it's fine if you don't want to necessarily just switch it up with an upper rush. Just be more aggressive in taking outside control. Try to get down to secret, put some pressure there. But the problem was, by the time they got to do that, again, there was two players waiting for them. It was very easy for Navi to read them on you.
Speaking of pressure, check this out. This is that clip with Makaze towards the later stages of the game.
Yeah, this is that final round, isn't it? I mean, this is incredible from him. Good shot, good patience. The clear on Donk straight down. That's a magnificent shot.
Comeback ozgina qoldi. Shu raund berganda bomb bo'lardi, eko bo'lardi.
Somebody's going to be hunting for him coming heaven, coming up ladder. So he's not only just committed to one angle, and that's just a well-played round and scenario that wins you a map in a semi-final.
Yeah, absolutely stepped up, right? It was getting dicey. I mean, it didn't seem like Navi was lost. Like they had chances in those rounds.
Like they were
getting stomped. 12-9, you're on a half buy. Now it's going to be 12-10 all of a sudden. Right, Shiro's waking up, starting to find kills. So, yeah, huge moment for him who got a slow map otherwise, but makes up for it more than enough with that 4K.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, a much better looking Navi here, a much more concise, a much more assertive in a lot of the right ways, which is what we're kind of hoping to see out of Spirit as we look towards map 3. Or
yeah, I know, but man, you know, you look at
Tak normal o'yin bo'ldi. 3-kartdan xohlovdim. Okey, hop, server yopu, surf yopu, что за хуйня? Boshlandi o'ringlar. Funk musiqa qo'yib qo'yay orqaga. Zerikishdan men o'laman, sizlar ham o'lasizlar. Понял. Ебать. Ancha bo'ldi suv qilmaganimga. Ashtan bilmayman qanaqa o'tishi bor. Скорость ебан тут поток.
Relacionamento sem crush nem ficante. Quem nasceu pra ser fiel, nunca vai ser amante.
Сколько любит. Что за прикол? Там чем дуэль я сдать не знаю. Vamos, hein? Just for Simple NAVI'dami? Yo'q, hozir NAVI'da emas. Hozir kazinoda 2 oymi, 3 oylik kontrakti bor, brat. Yo, oyunda emasmi? Kutyapman. Qanaqa o'tasan botdan, jala. Prime o'ynayapsizmi? Tak. Tak, Prime o'ynaladi. Keyingi hafta, brat. Главный o'taman demoqchiman shu yerdan, lekin pastga qo'nib ketaman. Ural. Nej, Pixeliyor ya, pиздец. Vattı, yetişmedi koptu. Bak oyun boşalttı. Sorry.
But making this eco round exciting.
Takım koptu şaşkırı.
Donk is very aware What lurks out here in middle. He's not keen on facing them as a pack. He's trying to break apart these fights. Does so masterfully. So no danger posed in this D ground for NAVI. They put a focus on bringing the guns out in the next. Promised us a bit more decisiveness from Spirit. Already getting a glint of that here. That decision to up and leave A with Chopper and Zway having kept the porch light on, as it were.
Yeah, but on this
moves.
And on the flip side, you know, Navi new position.
Endi bayram bo'ladi orqada.
Taking over B anchor. Typically been A for this team. Mikazi fills that void, but he's pretty frequently out middle. Fighting elbow on CT side. The key there is Bit in a really strong position to win rounds. It's been a fantastic individual this event.
Alexey Kiev o'ynashni juda yaxshi ko'radi lekin bora. Nashi chiqib qo'yildi Thomas. Nashi chiqib qo'y. Ot 10 tomonga, ot.
Alexey got to be careful. These nades coming through the cave, humbling him, putting him down. Already this 68, re-smoking.
Endi otarsan balki. Sencha pritsel tutdi.
Just staving off this initial kind of fight as long as we can, and that's why Donk.
Yeah, but Bit.
Out through middle, into the window. Look at us slam the door shut on Navi's first gun round. Donk wants even more. 3 kills deep in the round, and you'd think that's enough.
If it's not, what is?
I think that's more than enough for Team Spirit. If it wants to have other ideas, tries to force the fight.
Kapitan Siklaj bo'ladimi?
And as Alexey tiptoes in,
yeah, safe
side of the map.
Donk jaqin chiqarishdi.
No solace in this 1v3. He has to just write it off.
This is, you know, even though Mirage has provided so many incredible moments from Donk on this, you know, on both sides, especially on the T side. I think this is my favorite map to watch him play. The variance of the amount of fights he's going to get, of players peeking him from 90-degree angles where he has to flick. He can get 2-3 fights off very quickly, and nobody does it like Donk.
So sad.
3, and he's still frustrated at the 4th.
Legendarny Slowieczka, so sad.
Strong in this final map, 3-0 lead in a series that has been Navi's the top of the hour every single time. They went 7-1, 7-0, now down looking 0-4. It's going to have to be a Navi comeback on a map they've had some bad history on. A map that's let them down at the worst times. Thinking of Shanghai.
Donk mit wonderful Ima.
In the group stage, though, when we saw them take to this map, things looked pretty good, right? They had some handy victories over the likes of FaZe. And on those games, Mikazi played fantastically. Yeah, those were his best maps, seeing him on Ancient.
GG.
But that was because of the mid-control, a place where FaZe really didn't find any fight. Elite was really struggling getting out mid on the side.
Donk is not going to give you that same level of respect.
I don't think you could have a harder team to fight in middle on this map than Spirit on that T side. The variety of paces in which they take it, the util just reliable, Zontic's chopper laying over 2 flashes at the same time.
Orqasidan kelyapti lekin. Shiro orqangga qarab uka. Bayt qo'yapti-yu.
But he does turn around in time. Boxed in this red room.
Oh god, this is starting to feel awkward. Shiro chased down and a gun retrieve.
Ikkita gun bor. Save qilsa yaxshi bo'ladi. Yoki soya ko'rdi.
Round should be a long way away. That jumping pistol for a second.
It feels interested, but he's getting mid-flank.
Ketvorsa такой, не здесь.
Has to stick, really.
He's got no clue. Only knows the whereabouts of Chopper out in the spawn, and there's just too many variables here. Bit It's an unwinnable round as they sandwich him in the site. Clinical stuff for Team Spirit, stopping that round from getting at all weird.
Yeah, it was a bit weird though. I mean, Pistols find 3 kills. That sets NAVI up for success in their gun round. But they've still got to hit hard when these rifles come out. Wonderful's AWP hit and missed really in this series, right? That's the side of Mirage.
Да, Эко нормально
down towards the end, despite that 1-3K round on Nuke, he was a reliable force, but it was often just, get a kill, reset, reposition.
Hozir NAVI olsa, keyingi round Spirit'da xuyoviy
It's one of these series where how you think about it will be defined by the result. NAVI lose, you're going to think about the missed opportunities for Wonderful. You're going to think about the shots that could have connected sooner on Mirage. In the first place, that would have been NAVI 2-0. Stunning finish over Team Spirit.
But I think the big glaring issue for NAVI, if you want to look to an individual, is Ima's output in group stages versus this game. Here on the stage, he's not had a great map on either of the two that have been played. He was the outlier, the statistical outlier for NAVI in groups. Came in number 3. Rated player into the playoffs.
Spirit'ki tuttu geliyor mu yoksa kimki geliyor?
Starting to fall down.
Agresya. Agresya. Whoa. Bite timing. 5-0.
And it's a clean finish at this A site. Alexi and Bit, this CT side in tatters, connecting shots through the smoke, trying to save themselves, but it's chance. That's what has to go their way. And that's not how Alexi likes to play.
Чё нахуй?
Monumental whiff. Don't say that's given Alexi a chance. He should have been a dead man. It's Donk.
Kapitanski clutch bo'ladimi?
Prediction left up to deny Alexi in this 1v2, and they will.
Ozgina qoladi.
4 kills for Zwei, his biggest impact round yet, at least off of the numbers. And this guy is clutch. That's the one thing we haven't really seen in this stage game today. Maybe feeling the pressure of the nerves at 17 years old, entering a team with such high expectations. But in the group stage, again, Zwei pulling out 1v2s, 2 massive 1v2s against MOUZ in that seeding match. Seeing a good start from Zwei. It's just what Spirit want entering a final map of this series.
You spoke to the unknowns.
Right?
Bit more comfortability for him here too.
A map he frequented in his previous team.
Agresya.
Try and get past Alexi, who is this caveman for NAVI. He's even got Bit here to help him out. The HEs have peppered them with damage, bringing them both down low. Shiro with the spot. I mean, it's ballsy to even go and fight cave when you know your opponents are cash strapped like NAVI are in this round. But these are the fights the Spirit go looking for. Now they deploy the molly, the util to go about taking Jag and forcing Alexi back.
Shiro. Что адам почти калёный, lekin Zwei, Shiro.
Just commit to this one.
Alexi.
No reason to
Agresya ketdi bu yoqda. Po timingu.
That's when the gap is found. Shiro caught from the rat play. Ima here with the rifle needed that double, and without it, Alexi is all that stands between Spirit.
Makas 5-7 bilan 3-ga 1.
Not all that stands.
Low health. Could he?
Every single player is low.
Would he?
And whenever it's been demanded, Makaze has been there to try and make the difference. A series of missed shots. He's unable to capitalize on the damage. It was an unlikely round short.
Kechagi история bo'ladi NAVI'da такой nechta 11-1 bo'ldi, переход qilib. Oxirgi 13-6 bilan jalab ikkita ham round ola olmaydimi deyman-da. Olsa kerak, brat, ko'rmadi 6-0, hozir bay round bo'ladi. Balki 6-6 qilar, who knows.
They displayed resilience already in their quarter-final. They've got to have that in spades today if they want to stop Spirit now.
Zwei getting in the pocket very quickly towards B, but NAVI just blocked with smokes. Util coming in, mid taken, late for NAVI. The flashes humble them for a second, but no catch for Donk, no dice. He has outside of the smoke. Spirit slow and steady in this round. Allows Shiro to search for a kill. Wonderful away nothing. You would expect an open temple. Kazi gets up heaven.
Sayt orqasiga bo'lik.
Spirit keep those B players honest. Try and burn the util out of this bomb site for later in the round. The bomb's coming back. Flashes awkward, catches Ema. Double peek from the heaven. There's a 5-on-4. It won't last long. Shotgun even sees more. They've seen 3 players into where everybody is.
Что за хуйня? Болды A, top таза.
The bomb is running into A.
Come at a bit of time, and this flank out through middle will not arrive to stop the A players. Makazi moves in. He's being held.
Важно хоза, Маказ bilan звончикс.
Had that awkward whiff just rounds ago, but there he is making up for it. They're very reluctant to call the save here. It felt like a winnable round. It felt like they could have something going, but the money dictates it in this situation. They have to remain competitive. And so they write this one off.
I think if anything, the aggression, while understandable, is kind of what gave away the trick. They give all the info to Spirit, then a kill comes out on A. Wonderful getting caught by the AWP in Temple as expected, and boom, Spirit just take that bomb out of there. Never enters enemy territory. 7-0 start, quite the difference to these previous 2 maps.
Onasi bor, Quest onasi yo'q. O'yin ichida. Havodan tug'iladi.
I don't know. Let's see how that second semi-final goes.
Bitta Kalash, bitta 5 bitta 5-7, bitta Deagle.
Couple of guns.
6, 5, 4, 9, 7 kill range.
Mid flashes, but Donk hasn't been running out middle in this game. He hasn't been storming the board.
Mid qochib ketdi. Xo'p, Alexey bitta Kalash nihoya себе. Alexey bitta Kalash.
NAVI kind of initiate in almost every one
of
these rounds. They've been fighting heaven. The kills have come to Spirit more often than not. Patience paying dividends on this T side. They know when to speed up. They're just in no hurry to. Donk with a mid set. And Makazi spotting with a 5-7 is only playing for information. This is an open runway for Donk.
Agresija rampa, da?
They're trying to come through with aggression, but all across the map. These angles are being considered. Spirit never let up there. Something to go off it, but he's brought down low in the process. And it looks like Spirit is just going to run right into him here. They're not fearful of this 2-man hold. Wonderful blast. Same exact position as last time for Makazi, but he's gone uncleared, gone unchecked.
Охуеть! Куда ты не чекаешь, братан, бля?
Time and time again, they keep demanding more of their new rookie, their new.
Ozgina qoldi round olishga, suka. Chek qilmasdan сразу pachka, bля, ну. Ошибка.
And almost holds NAVI up for a first round. Bazontics with a Molotov puts him down, and Team Spirit keep this game flawless. My oh my, Zoe even naded himself in that round, similar to how Makazi did in that first map. That happens to the best of us.
Who was öldüremiş? Allah kill
the rookies going through their highs and lows. And Makazi feels every emotion in that moment.
Yeah, he's experienced it all right there.
8-0.
The feeling he was about to be the guy again, the feeling he's about to bring his team back into the game, and then the gut punch when that is ripped away.
Nodirsiz vaqt keldi, 4ta round ketma-ket olish kerak.
And while he's been a real focal point here in this NAVI squad, in this game, this is not NAVI's story in map 3. This is Spirit dominance.
Spirit statement. Spirit consistent in this head-to-head. 9-2 since Katowice last year.
I mean, you talk about this map being a soft spot for NAVI, a problematic area. Whenever it's cropped up in these playoff games, it's often the map that sends them out of tournaments. That was the case in Melbourne. That was the case in Astana.
Ol сама Олдраман отты. Ой, бля, пиздец разменлер жана.
On this jaunt out in towards middle, but the advantage still lies with Spirit.
If you're Navi, you're just mad that's not enough. How can it not be enough to set yourself up to win that round? 3 players committing for the mid fight.
Yana wonderful, Yana Shiro.
And there are more layers from Spirit. One more trade. Chopper makes it so. 3-on-2 here for Spirit, and the world is their oyster. Regroup coming in. Chopper patrols B. Shiro has a strong position, looking for this AWP. Talking of which, it's going searching.
Chopper olsa agar, скорее всего бит oladi. Timing bo'yicha o'tib ketmasa. Timing bo'yicha o'tib ketdi.
Looks like it. Chopper's pounding position. It doesn't matter, the bomb makes it in.
Пиздец.
No kit, no chance. Locked out behind utility.
If Bit tries to walk that, it's really coming from a place of desperation. He's gonna retrieve the kit.
Safe.
These are dire times.
Şöyle olursa olsa bo'ladi round.
And so Bit is so reluctant to fully let go and give up on this round. Shiro doesn't give him the choice.
Team Spirit, I mean, we know this head-to-head is dominant, but for a moment we bought in. NAVI with such a strong showing on you, going the distance on Mirage. But Spirit have never lost this game on a stage. A quarter, a semi, a final, it doesn't matter for Team Spirit. Here in the third map, they are making the difference. They are making up for that previous game.
And this aggression has been so constant from Navi. It's them trying to feel like they have ownership of any part of the map, but it's constantly being punished by Team Spirit. That T-side on Nuke was like an exercise in going too slow. Playing, you know, not aggressive enough, never quick enough to take space. This almost feels like too much aggression for Navi. Spirit just sitting back and reaping the reward.
Вот это тайминг, бля. Пиздец. Окей, бля, штаны подряд хвалили, кетти дальше. Ойнaymiz artık. 1-0.
It's great to just see his way finding his comfort late in this series. Struggled in those first 2 maps. Had a couple of moments on Mirage. Nuke wasn't better. But here on Ancient, doing everything that's asked of him.
Ma çıktı.
As Spirit just hold on. Not letting go of this game. 10 rounds to 0.
Wonderful.
Feeling locked in. Wonderful. The temptation to save the AWP at the end of the half. Because you can't save this round. You can't get past Donk.
They're even hunting him through spawn. Wonderful is trapped in a box here. There's no saving. He might have to battle forward.
Bir yerim yedi safe again.
Comes for him.
It's brutal.
Comes for his head.
Absolutely brutal.
In a game where single rounds, single swings and misses felt like they've carried tremendous weight. The gap couldn't be wider. On map 3.
Yeah, and Navi feeling like they could have won this in 2 as well, with that Mirage favored for overtime in the final round of regulation.
The thing that hurts is feeling like fate's, you know, not in your hands anymore. That actually the most important rounds to win were hours ago. You cannot change that outcome. You can only deal with the problem that lies in front of you.
Bit agresya, okey.
And Navi just haven't had the solutions for the first time in a long time. This first kill goes down without a trade, and they will pinch his way on the lane. These are the kills that Navi has been hoping for throughout the entirety of this CT side.
Хотя Donk yaşavatı, Shiro yaşavatı. Wonderful.
Clear so much of the map to get it. They need to get this A kill, and they need it cleanly. Navi looking to get on the board. It was about time.
5-2.
2-on-5. And while everything's possible, this is just unrealistic.
Köki 5 vurma bo'ladimi Shiro'da? 53 sekund o'tira olmasa kerak. Jalab o'ynab olish kerak bo'lib qo'y. Pullarni taqib qo'ya o'zi.
literally no point to
there's
say.
kind of every reason to go for damage here if you're Shiro.
No Wonderful has an AWP.
And I hope they're telling him that.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Spirit with a lot of these
No
weird
scope,
saves
no scope,
where they
no
don't
scope,
have
Brad,
to.
no
So
scope.
let's see, Shiro will go looking for damage at least. No scope connects.
Oh.
Orbs in play
Works,
for Wonderful
safe.
next round anyway. Shiro. Can he find anything else? Low on health, Wonderful gets his revenge.
One over.
1 round for NAVI. And an immediate timeout from Spirit. 10-0 on this run in map 3.
Look, they know better.
They drop 1 round and that's enough.
They know better than anyone how quick comebacks come, how quick you can get back in the game. We almost saw it on Nuke. But also maybe some mental warfare, an element of it. Halley keeping his troops in order. 10-1. And yeah, Donk's had a great map here, but it's not just been the Donk show. Just been a clean T side. Shiro hitting his entries. Zwei finding comfort outside of the B. And Zontic's keeping the back door shut. NAVI, no route back in. They look for 2 on the half.
Yep, immediately koppling in.
Woohoo! First onwards, let's go.
They're trying to keep the mood high. One thing that Navi have said throughout this whole
Bridge
tournament is
now,
they've already exceeded
hyvä kotti,
expectations
oli
in getting
sama
here.
shot.
With their new addition, they were
Bra
expecting
goal
to
där.
peak far later.
Köper
But this
roll
round,
där.
they're making a convincing case for a second on the half. Spirit gets strung out here, and their 2 attempts of looking for openings both come back as a triumphant failure. It's a 5-on-3 for NAVI, and a lean over towards this B site means that Spirit might just go into the stack.
Hit. That's crazy, but yeah, Zwei on his own right now. Just looking for that second B player, bit tucked in. Wonderful with the cover.
Oh,
Great shot
well,
this way. Is he
goal
going to
leken.
hard clear this position? The molly allows him to flash by his team. It's a little bit awkward, but he doesn't go for Bit. Bit survives another second.
Speed, bak den Maja. Dench.
NAVI flooding the bomb site as Spirit trying to win a 2v4.
Bianca, never heard of her. He's
Bra
looking
Ajax,
for a
skrev
little bit
rampa
more
igen bara.
here. 2 players in the cave. He's getting walked on
Mycket.
ramside, and so the net will close over Team Spirit. It's 2 rounds for NAVI. Spirit have
Ja,
all
man har
the
speed
cards,
kan man berätta
every
för något.
reason for a final appearance right here,
Nej, vi vill ha
right
speed
now.
och jag speed kan bara lite kolla. Va speed atgan кезде openida kuchli NAVI'da. Comeback qilsa kesaman. Yaxshilik qilsa kesasizmi, brat? Xo'p, shu ekan bagdan. Tak, ha, Nodir Sharipovlarga moda bergansiz. Monopoliya. Mana yangi O'zbekiston naqoy. Ular moda berayotgan paytimiz qattiq edingiz, ayting menga. Bu modulni men 2 tami 3 ta stream oldin berdim-da, to'g'risi so'raganda berdim. Olib qolaman deb qaytarib. Nima bilan qolib ketdi? Sizga bitta video tashlayman bagdan. Tashlang, ko'ring. Saat oynashmoqchi bo'ldi. 3 soat.
In what has been an electric semi-final, this third map might be more of a statement than a heater. Team Spirit come through with 10 rounds in that first half. They sit but a few big donk moments as Way clutch a Shiro opener away from those finals. NAVI lagging behind, have to play catch up. This pistol round is a requirement, and even then it's the beginning of a very long journey for NAVI.
10 rounds in a row for Spirit. NAVI fizzle out. Can they reignite in this pistol rounds way, forcing the kill? Makazi jumping out.
İşte çok yurda.
There's numbers in spades and they all land headshots. NAVI will not walk. Oh wait,
Şu Alexi kapitan sıklaşmadı mı?
Even a remotely winnable position. This round looked done. This round looked over. And Alexi is not going to try and beat Donk with aim and aim alone. He's repositioned. He's trying to outbrain Team Spirit.
Ekan tashladim kanalda komga. Tushunmadim. Kommentariyaga tashladim. Endi tashlasiz.
Smarter than Alexi B. Really plays it patient. He's waiting for that fear to creep into Team Spirit. But they've got the spot now. The wait was for naught. Is Alexi really going to try and take this around the world?
Might get a plant. Even that just sets you up in the future. At this point, Spirit realize what's going on. They run that rotation. They've got the kid on Zontics. They've got Donk.
Donk işte paçka koysa normaldi.
Alexi gets that plant. Is that all it will be in this
pistol open post? Nodir ketardi lekin.
Headshot angle, they jump in back turn.
For his
teammate, but he trades as well.
Нормально.
You can't get past this guy. 15 and 8, a pistol off the top of a 10-round half.
That's the fail-safe for Team Spirit right there. The confidence you must have in that pistol round, in that 2v1. When Donk's still alive, it's him and Zontics able to double swing on Alexi on their say-so, on their timing. He's never allowed to get comfortable in that post plant. And in many ways, that was the game for NAVI. It all hinged on a win in the pistol.
Certainly felt
this
like
is what they're left with. NAVI scrape the bottom of the barrel. They come out with some SMGs, some pistols. This is a losing fight.
2dan comeback qilishadimi yoki round olishadimi hozir? Bitta garaj, bitta farmilka. Diego one shot. Two shot.
The A explode. CT smoke. And 3 players in main. Kima has the room, but Shiro just stops the flood of NAVI. Puts a block in the A side. Ima's love needs to get all these kills, cutting them down with the AK. 2 will do, but it's not enough to win the round. 1v1 now. Big chopper.
Both players are so low. One bullet decides the outcome of this round.
Not on this health. He needs the kill. Can he force Bit's reaction? Will Bit bite the bait? Will he bite the bullet?
Smoke def просто, братан.
Chopper creeps in.
One shot is all you need.
Excellent smoke.
going to force Bit to make a decision. Does he play through? Chopper is sticky.
Chopper
is still on the defuse.
Не туда он смог дал, конечно, ладно.
Counts it down and keeps it safe. And knows that if he is just a millisecond faster, if he gets that first shot off, the round is NAVI's.
Yeah, Chopper's so far into the defuse, he just has to stick it, has to believe in it. What a look for EMA. Mid completely left open here for Spirit. They play 2-3. They lose a lot in the red room.
Dolig sekund kvar gene.
Captain cannot clutch, and so NAVI buy time. It's not cheap.
And even the fact, you know, winning it on the force buy does give you a lifeline in this game. But even having to sacrifice one round in the pistol, this really does matter. It demands a lot of perfection now for NAVI. Even these rounds feel scary. Spirit kind of let their hair down here. Less to work with, less to play with. Forces you to have some ingenuity behind these plays. 3 strong over in the cave side. And did Alexi get that spot?
I think so. The question is he ready for 2? It certainly looks like it. Goes for the hard clear. Sway with a double of the 5-7. The Glock comes out. Anything to stem this round. NAVI 3-on-2. A little claustrophobic in the cave, but they'll make it into B. EMA ensuring no funny business, and with Bit taking the long side, that should stop any worry in this round. NAVI know where Spirit are coming from. And a similar feeling to that of Nuke for Spirit, where you can believe in the comeback. You just haven't left yourself any wiggle room. It is perfection or elimination here for NAVI. Kills matter here.
This could be high damage. They're going to get rid of him after 1. Good stuff for Makazi. Stop Shiro from wrecking NAVI's bank account. They will need that.
Still one more eco.
Echo. Spirit led Echo.
The comms we've heard from NAVI haven't sounded stressed. They've tried to make light of the situation here in map 3. But that feels kind of notable. It's the old NAVI comms when they came out. That was when, you know, folks were kind of first exposed to the, let's say, competitive nature of talking to one another.
Yeah, the frustration.
Yeah. But here, it's all about staying calm, keeping cool. Never buying in too early, but also never counting yourself out.
It's a tough line to walk here.
You like a Bit headshot. While this is happening, by the way, NAVI have secured the A bomb site, or at least they're about to. Makazi and EMA on that lurk on through, and that bomb's going to join them. So all this from Bit is just noise.
Really just don't want to give Donk an AK. That's honestly more important than anything.
That is very serious consideration. The uptick he's able to have when he gets his hands on one is scary. So you want to keep this away from them.
He's petitioning to buy it on the CT side. That's a bridge too far.
But look, it's this next scum round that's the
Mitt
real
oldrama
point, right? That's what
killshot
Spirit did before they tried their hand at the force. They can't stick the landing, and they are going to get that AK upgrade out of the round for Donk.
Doink. Is this but a flash in the pan off the back of that force or the legs on this comeback train? This round decides it all. Answers the question. As Spirit have everything they need. They've got Donk on an AK. 4 rifles, 4 nades. the whistle needs some work.
Now we go back to mid control.
Dörtte flash'e mid. Dörtte flash'e mid занимать больше, mid у нас dörtte
For this
flash'e.
play out through mid. It's pretty measured here from Spirit. The aggression looking like it could come in on this A side of the map, but if that happens too late in the round, the info feels a little worthless.
Again, Spirit just give up middle entirely, right? Trying to play off meta, trying to catch Na'Vi off guard and hope they storm into a site. Last time they did this, EMA got that red room control, but Na'Vi don't risk it in this round. They have no lurkers. They are going into a stack, whether they like it or not. Spirit well-intentioned, well-positioned, and Na'Vi unknowing about what they're walking into. They will find out the hard way.
There's an opening. The captains clash for this cave control. Donk here getting whittled down and tries to play to escape. Spirit lose this site. They don't hold on. They don't offer anything up.
Do you save?
I think you might have to. Well, now you certainly do.
Oh dear.
We haven't had one of these comebacks properly delivered on yet. Was Na'Vi looking to recover? Sure, I guess Spirit did come back from 7-1 down. Na'Vi attempted a comeback of their own down the tail end of Mirage. Only to get stuffed out in round 24.
But coming from a lead like this is what you're trying to say. And yeah, 10-2 half, 11-2 after the pistol.
Geçem Navi bu arada. Дальше уже GG болады. Nima deysizlar? Yo 11 geçem. 11 geçem bu arada. 2 geçem bu arada. 9 geçem bu arada da.
That first entry in a round like that goes so far. Provides.
Knocking out guns down at the end as well. 2 players escaped. There would have been a full-on buy here available to Team Spirit if 3 players stayed alive. They'll still find a way to get a buy in here. They're going to have 4 rifles, but it's restricting your options. And with the gap starting to close, Chopper needs his options.
Harley.
And look, if these early CT rounds from Chopper, the call's going to be okay. Chopper's saying, I'll play off meta, we'll play gambles, we'll play stacked CS. Hope that they bring the fight to us. And that the stack is enough to withstand. While there's still some leg room, I want to see some aggression from Team Spirit. I worry that if you leave Na'Vi the space to run their game plan, that leaves them in too strong a position. And so here's this clash out in mid with a missed smoke to make life harder. Donk will keep this even.
Even missing that smoke finds the entry through it. So it could have gone a lot worse for Na'Vi, trading 1 for 1, putting Donk on 37 health.
Denge verdi. Bakılırsa.
Over on this B-bomb site, Zway tries to avoid the flashes, looking down, hoping they pop through this smoke, even spam.
Razvi, kutuya kırdı karıyla.
Does he hear it coming? There's the break. Zway falls immediately after 1. Chopper holds strong. 2-1-2 now as Na'Vi enter B.
It's Donk and Shiro. These are the 2 heavy hitters. These are the guys that are supposed to step up and fill the gaps for Team Spirit. Donk doing it on his own as Shiro moves in.
12-6. Yok.
Wonderful finds the first. But he can't tangle with Donk. That's match point.
Ай, map point валла. Match point. Şu biraz брат, если ты вообще скучная зона, да. Я ойнаш билсе брат пиздец зона, иншалла.
Always was going to be 3 kills from Donk. Rock solid defense.
Aynısı Ancient oynaş bilse normal zona.
And pulls up a clutch as well, taking matters into his own hands here. In Spirit's first appearance in the Lanxess, as shocking as that statement is, it's true.
12-6. GG mi bolluyor? Dobolada maşallah.
Na'Vi afforded everything.
Хорошая хаешка.
Full mid control.
Easy Spirit.
still been quiet in this third map, akin to
Hop,
the rest
ima
of
o'tib
the
ketdi
series.
Red Room'ga qarab.
Player who felt like he had to be the difference maker. Or can he make a difference in this round? Can he keep NAVI on the stage? So much control.
Bu xafa bo'ladigan bo'ldi lekin. Bilmadim, retake comeback bo'lish mumkinmi, brat? Bitqoz 2 ta kill bersa, bular B o'ynaydi. Bular agressiya qilmoqchi ko'rib turibsiz.
Bring the fight first. Bits holding on to this. Two players getting curious. Bit spots them. That changes the plan here for Spirit. Might force them into this cave. NAVI getting closer and closer.
Tak, bular B o'ynaydi.
Look at how that's emboldened this push for Ema and Wonderful. Unorthodox to have the AWP here on this long line.
Tak, bagdan qarang, sizga ham bezbetyoki, surbet hamkorlik qilasizmi? Yo'q, yo'q, qilmayman, brat. Easy round. 5-3.
Out on long. A catch for Zontix.
Wonderful.
And the plot might come in, but you're losing.
Easy, rебят. Makas 5-1. Pan yoki propan, bratan. 5-1 clutch olasan keyingi raundga. Liba xuynya. Pasportingizga erka deb yozgan, молодец. Poxoy deb qo'rsam bo'ladi, po faktu o'zi. GG. GG.
Securing the finals in Cologne with a statement win on map 3.
A day with vitality, so they hope. Looking for legacy in the Lanxess.
Xo'p, bolaman, stream o'chiraman. 2 soatlardan keyin yoqsam kerak yana. Face o'ynashga faqat. Analiz qilib tayyorlab olmasam bo'lmaydi lekin. NAVI'da aeroportda. NAVI'da aeroport. 2 soatlardan keyin stream yana yoqaman bo'ldi. Turamiz. Mana analiz qilib test tayyorlab Instagramga qo'yib yuborishim kerak. Ko'rishamiz.
A final appearance. Haven't had many of them this year. This is where they're going to have to capitalize. Katowice was where they first ran in to that new vitality.